Test, test, test. Test, test. Are you getting it now?
2212, you hear me all out there? Coming over nicely. You tell me when we're good. Yeah, okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome here to the Pines for 2024, the last round of the ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. Mate, Millicent, I can see it's got a little bit of drizzle going out there at the moment, but we have had a really good day weather-wise. We're in the Scrutineering tent here to see the Sibbo's car 412 rolling out. Obviously passed. I don't think they don't not pass, do they? You're with Mark, the head honcho here. Mark Heemskirk. Mate, I went round the track today, it looks stellar.
Oh, it's fantastic out there. You know, it is wet and rainy and stuff here now at the moment, but out in the forest we need that wetness, and there was only a couple of puddles out there, really, wasn't there? So down here in the quarry it gets a bit muddy and a bit slippery, but the work that the boys have done this year, as you'll probably see over the live stream over the weekend, there's some real stadium type berms and that sort of out there now. So I think it'll be really enjoyable for a lot of the crews that have made the track down here. So looking forward to a good weekend.
Oh, bloody oath. I'll tell you what, I see the Teagles Quarry has put on a lot of energy into here this weekend. We know it's still a working quarry here out in the pit area, and they've also done 4 or so berms out there. So I think Kurt's got the boys into action out there. The tracks, like you said, there's a couple of little damp spots out there, but even with the rain, I don't think a couple of showers here and there, I don't think it's going to affect it too much.
No, I don't think at all. Obviously down there on the flats there's a bit of black mud and that sort of stuff, but that gets slippery, and it's always slippery. So you go down the train line down there, what we call the chute, it's a bit greasy and slimy around there, but geez, yes, it's off-road racing. These boys have got to have a bit of mud, a bit of sand and a bit of clay, so yeah, I think it'll be really good. The rain here will be fantastic for out in the forest. The sand sort of needs it. It was a bit dead out there, so get a bit of moisture in the top, and yeah, I think it'll be a great weekend. Like I said, the boys have really done a lot of work with those big loaders or trucks and stuff out there to make these berms. It wasn't planned to happen this year, but yeah, Kurt and his team have got to the job, and yeah, really made it look amazing out there. So there's some different racing lines. It'll be interesting to see where the cars go when they actually start going around there.
And not forgetting, we're on a 65k track. It did look a little different to last year, but I've got to tell you, every time I go out there, people tell me it's the same, and I'm still getting lost out there. So
yeah, yep. No, there's some parts of the track that remain the same because they're just really good to race on, and we try to run over new ground every couple of years just so that the track holds up better than what we would hope if we didn't. But yeah, the track has changed a fair bit. We're sort of coming out the west side of the forest there a little bit more this time around, not so far out towards the back side. So Yeah, it is looking like a really good track. I think it's going to be testing a few drivers. I'm hoping that the drivers listening to this, you need to take it easy on the first lap. I don't want to see any incidences or trees hit on people coming in and not being able to complete. So take it easy on the first lap, get your feel, and then go hard for the rest of the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Mark, the big boss here this weekend, and there you go, the start of the last round of the 2024 ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship out here at Millicent. We've got 2 or 3 cars going through scrutiny. I'm Sandy Bowman. You'll be listening to me and probably Brad Hutchison over in the distance here. He'll be on the microphone all weekend. We've got, like I said, it's a fair little shower going on at the moment, but it's been sunny for the last 3 or 4 hours out here. Hey, there you go, Bowie. We're going to try and grab a quick chat with most of the drivers or crew this weekend. Bowie car 1065. Had a little bit of trouble finishing Gundy last couple of months.
Yeah, no, broken axle on the last lap, so yeah, a bit of a DNF there, but anyway, that's what it is, eh? Yeah. And yeah, they put a new set of axles in, and yeah, there wasn't too much wrong with the car apart from a bit of mud and, well, a lot of mud. Bit of wear and tear, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're just talking about weather, you know. Last year at Pines here was absolutely stellar for the weather. It sometimes get a little bit of bad rap for the weather out here, but last year was absolutely astonishingly good. And last year we had a washout at Hillston, basically, didn't we? And this year, Hillston was good, and Gundy got the weather. Gundy got a lot of melon holes are still full of water. So coming into the last round, it only looks like there's going to be about 2 or 3 mil of rain each day, if that. So hopefully it has a good weekend of weather this weekend.
Look, you know, the last 2 years we've been here, it's been perfect. So, but we've been here before where it had been pretty bad. But look, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, there's a lot of maintenance and wear and tear on the car in wet races. And yeah, like the last 2 years have really been wet. Like every race has nearly been wet. So I wouldn't mind a couple of dusty ones. But yeah, no, look, I think like the track will take a bit of rain. So
what do you think of the track out there? I mean, I thought it looked fantastic.
Oh no, it is fantastic, and it's changed heaps.
Yes.
So yeah, there's really only a couple of wet patches there, and I think, like I say, there's a couple of places where you don't have the double arrows, so you might be able to get off the line and get out of that stuff. But yeah, look, it's going to be fine. A little bit of rain's not going to hurt, but you wouldn't want 20 mil.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, well, car's all good to go, as you say. There's no major changes. Still got Ella in the passenger seat.
Yeah, no, Ella's in again.
Bloody
and,
awesome.
Yeah, no, she was been out and marked the track, so yeah, no, we'll be right. We're cruising around. We're definitely going to try and finish this weekend.
I'll be honest, folks, I haven't looked at where the points are at. All I know is Clayton's pulling the points overall on the championship. Where is he sitting on the points?
I think we're 10 in front of Sam, so Bentley. So yeah, look, we've had this discussion about keeping out of the throttle a bit and playing a little bit conservative and maybe just race within the class and back on instead of just going flat out all the time. So we'll see what happens when the order goes on. But that's the plan at this stage.
All right, thanks, Bowie. Bowie Graham, car 1065, and those guys are super fast usually, not just here, at any racetrack we go. I'll just get Brad in. Brad will be your other guy that'll be with us on the microphone for the weekend. He's probably got more knowledge on the background of people than what I do, as we know. If we bugger up people's names, we'd love to get your names right, so correct us, please. Brad Hutchison, welcome. I saw you were out here. You were the only guy to beat us around in the pre-run, mate. I'm actually disappointed, and that's only because you're in the lead car.
In the lead car. I mean, we certainly had a good look at that course today, and it was certainly, we were talking about it off camera, and Shane and I were talking about it today, and it's just like a couple of fast spots, and there are really some fast spots.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
There will be some of those bigger boys, the bigger teams will go stretch their legs, and it'll be very, very fast.
Well, I mean, as we know, with the weather coming in waves this weekend, I've been down in Millicent. I actually came straight from Gundy to Millicent via Cape York, but we came in and there's only been a couple of showers last night, so hopefully it just continues with the odd shower throughout the day. It might actually help, because it might actually keep some of the dust away.
Keep some of the dust down. That's what they're talking about. The forecaster says tomorrow about 15 degrees, so it's not going to be too bad weather-wise. Sunday looks pretty good at the moment on the
Better
forecast.
than 40 degrees when you're sitting wrapped up in a race suit.
That's correct. I will agree with that. I've seen a lot of the people get out of race cars in 40-degree heat and almost melt. So tomorrow we'll probably sort them out a little bit, but as you said, it will keep that dust down. So that's what we want, to keep the dust down, and we want everyone to come out and check it out tomorrow.
Now, tomorrow, out in the quarry, Teagles Excavations Quarry, literally a 30-second drive out of the main street of Millicent here in South Australia. You can come in. They've got plenty of things on display as far as food trucks and all that sort of stuff. You can eat your way around the place here. You can have a good view of the stadium in front of us. It's about a 6 or 8k course. I think they've got going 6k course. They've got going out here tomorrow, and there'll be the prologue starting off at about 10 a.m. So the first cars will be away at 10 a.m. and then we're going to have our short course
tomorrow about 12 noon is what they're saying.
Yeah, so
after the media ride. So
and that's 60 cars.
Yeah.
I think they usually do about 4 laps of their short course. I'll have to double check on that. Obviously, we've read everything we need to read to be in this position here this weekend.
Exactly. I think what we have to do is go back to our statisticians and get them to read out. So I think it's either 4 or 6 laps tomorrow, but because it's all in this quarry tomorrow, and it's
an awesome day of viewing.
Oh yeah. So tomorrow, certainly come along tomorrow and see. It will be a great day. And well, we were used to the old track, so we scrapped the lap record too, because it will be a new lap record.
Ah, yeah, indeed. Like I said, we've got some new berms out there, so that's a bit of a change as well.
Yeah, some of those cars going up that berm, they disappear. They look like ants going up there. They have the team out here have done a fantastic job with this. So you'll see it tomorrow, and these cars at speed going through some of the, how tight they were over the years. Yeah. Certainly now it's got a bit of a NASCAR feel to it. Still up on the bank.
Well, yeah. All right, behind us we've got car 570, which was, this car's been around a long time. Mitsubishi Triton LS machine, Dirty Clyde Racing. We're going to try and get, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try and get some drivers and navigators to have a yap, maybe as they come in and check their gear and their equipment. So, in the meantime, that's probably about 6th or 7th car through Scrutiny. We've got 60 teams competing, and I'm talking, guys, people from WA, Northern Queensland. They've travelled long and far. Our current championship leader, Clayton Chapman, in car 15, is a Queenslander himself. So, and I see the second of the Chapman entries, funnily enough, has gone from a class 10 back to a unlimited car. So Stu Chapman's obviously bolted a turbo back on that little Mitsubishi. There we go, the first of the first of the 11 cars through. One of the rush truck entries, Chris Weston with who's in this car this weekend, mate? Come around here for me in front of the sign here.
Even I get confused, mate, who's getting in.
So who's in?
So Coops and I are sharing the buggy, so Coops will drive all day Saturday.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do...
Everyone, this is Chris Weston, if you didn't know, just so...
Yeah. I'm going to do the first 2 laps on Sunday with Coops as my navigator, and then Coops going to jump into the following 4.
Yep.
Because that's when it gets rough and I can watch. But no, it'll be good. So Coops will navigate, and then Coops got a navigator called Benny Bowen. Yep. So Benny will jump in with him, and but it's good. It's good to be back here because 2016 was the last year we were here.
Been a while.
Oh, and Coops was only like 8 years old, hanging off the fence. So now,
Awesome.
He gets to have a drive.
Absolutely fantastic, mate, to see second, and we've got second and third generations getting out here now. Getting around the track, so it's phenomenal to see, and I reckon even my boy's not far off getting in a car. So
good. And that last weekend we're at Don River, and it was 3 generations. So the old man Reese, he was navigating, and I was in the car, and Reese, Coops in the car. So it's just cool, man. It's just cool to hang out.
Tell us about the car. Tell us some information. Give us the things that we don't know or the people at home don't know.
Yep. So Coops and I built this buggy about 3 years ago. And we've done about 10 races with it, and we just share it now. So I'll do the Saturday, he does the Sunday. Yep. We use it for our business with Off-Road Rush. The customers can come out and drive it, and we've got enough parts that we've built up over the years to be able to go racing and then be able to do the business as well. So that just takes time. But yeah, it's just good. Coops is loving it. He's
it's good.
Yeah, we've got a bit faster motor, got a bit faster bits and pieces on it. So if we're improving, then we're winning.
And
so it's good.
I always ask everybody, just because it's good to see the opinions of everyone's different, all the different brains out there.
Of course.
What do you think of the track?
It's bloody fast. Like,
well, Pines is typically known to be fast out on those white metal roads on the way out to the forest and the way back into the forest.
Yeah.
Like even some of those pine breaks that look like there's so fast, but there's also a couple of little ugly kickers in amongst there.
I like them, yeah. 'Cause I said you're going to spend all day airborne. But what I said to Coops is really good doing reconnaissance. Is normally when you do reconnaissance, you look for little gotchas. They think, oh, I'm not quite sure about that. Everyone we looked at, it was signposted, and a signpost, whoever did the markings is absolutely spot on. So you don't have
one of the Heemskirks will be rapt to hear that.
Oh, it was brilliant. So you come up to one, you think, oh, I'm not quite sure. It's like, nah, they got a sign on it. Or another one, it's like, yes, full send, you know, away you go. So, but I like this stadium stuff.
Yep.
I'm really excited to watch Coops do short course against another car when you're rubbing wheels, because all rules are out the door. It's on for young and old, you know, and that's what I like about short course. It's good.
All right.
Yeah. So
well, good luck, mate. I think you're getting a sticker of love over there to say you've passed the point.
Yeah.
Go park up and have a bubbler and think about the weekend.
Obviously, one more thing. I'm glad I got the Mickeys on this weekend.
I tell you what.
Don't tell anyone. it's the secret, mate. Secret weapon.
All right. Good luck, Chris. Chris and his son Cooper, like he said, three generations, and we've got more than one. We have more than one team here this weekend with more than one generation in the car or team racing. So. Little 6-car, Easy Times Brewing. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about 655 or Rob Knight. So I'm going to have to ask all the questions. We've got, as you saw, we've got everything from 11 cars. The Westons there in their class 11, which is anything up to a 7 litre, anything over a 6 litre. It's a bit of an odd class. They're sort of thrown some cars in there, and as of next year, I believe we've got a few classes. I think it was 5, 8. I'm gonna say 4 is now allowed to go up to a 7 litre in their class, or a 3.5 litre boosted car. So that'll be interesting to see a few engine changes coming into the new season next year as well. So I'm going to try and grab the driver or the navigator for this car if we can. They are all doing their tech stuff, so it makes it a little bit hard to grab them while they're getting busy, but we're just trying to show you around their cars. We might even be able to swing around and have a look at some of the things they do to these cars. They obviously, a lot of them running GPS now. They've gone to different systems over the years. They've just allowed GPS over in the last year or two. They've all got Rally Safe in there now. Most of the guys that are watching that follow this religiously, they will know about all the safety features. But these guys have got to have fire extinguishers. They've got to have first aid kits. They've got to have isolator switches that can kill the car. Seatbelt cutters have to be just in on the A pillar. So they've got to have a safety triangle. They've got to have two fire extinguishers. I think it's maybe 2 kilos of fire extinguishers, I think it adds up to, out the rear of the car if there's an issue as they're going around out there. So I reckon either Brad, if you want to grab one and bring one into us, that'd be stellar. A driver or Navi, that'd be fantastic. We're just trying to get them. I know they're busy. We like to grab them while they're busy just to annoy them a bit more than we should. But now, Rob?
Yes.
I don't know too much about you, Rob. Sandy, nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you, Sandy.
Now, tell me about the car. Tell me about you. Tell me what I need to know.
Well, the car's a Can-Am. This is my second ever race. So my first race.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good fun. So my first ever race was 2 weeks ago at the Don River.
What a starter.
Yeah, it was pretty bumpy towards the end there, but a lot of good fun. So, so just looking forward to getting stuck into it over the weekend.
And you went out and had a look at the track. It's a bit different out in this track. But I've got to tell you, don't be fooled, because those corners in the sand will cut up like nothing else. They'll be this deep by the end of the weekend.
I've been very well versed with Chris Weston. He's been filling me in on exactly what to not do over the weekend, because it's going to get quite bumpy.
Where are you based?
Brisbane. Yeah.
There you go, another Brizzy boy. Tell us about the car. Give us some info. Navigator, you?
My navigator's Riley Conroy, so I race road cars a little bit as well, so mainly downforce cars and a bit of Porsche racing. So my race car mechanic is actually going to be my co-driver on this for the weekend. So
that's always good.
Yeah. So at least if we do a cam or something or break down, he can help me fix it, which is good.
Yep. Yeah. And so this is your first, I'm going to say, championship round. Don River wasn't a championship round, although it's a cracking race. First championship round. It'll be interesting to see your thoughts towards the end of the weekend. I know the track, like I said, I know the track will get chopped up in the corners, and probably for one of these cars, I haven't raced Don myself, but I know in some of the other races, the corners, they get chopped up and you start exposing tree roots and rocks. And that's when it'll start punching through you in the slightly smaller cars.
We went through a lot of that today, Chris was saying. So that the tree roots coming through the ruts, and you've got to be watching at the end of the race. You might not want to be going in the ruts, because they'll just slice your tyres straight out. So there's going to be a lot to look out for, and also there's some fast parts, but then also there'll be a jump where the car can sort of nose up as well. So
now tell me, have you done anything extraordinary to this car?
I haven't, no. I bought this car second hand, so it's exactly how we got it. The guys have been over it back and forth with a fine-tooth comb, but it's pretty much how we got it and how it runs. So, yeah.
I don't know if you want to go and get it, because they're pushing it out on you, mate. But
better go, yeah.
Good luck for the weekend, and we'll chat throughout the weekend. They are Rob Knight, folks, and he's getting to sign off his scrutiny sheet. Now, this is a car, his number just snuck in there. This is a car, folks, that we've seen around probably for the last 77 championships rounds. The Weedens, Heath and Michelle, they're locals over this area. Car 701, 4.8 Patrol. A little bit to the heart, this one. I love these sorts of things. We'll let them get their scrutiny underway, and then I'm going to snaffle Heath when he gets a second and get him over here. He's got to do his bookwork. They've got to do a safety check. So basically, they're basically checking mainly their safety things: fire extinguishers, kill switches. They've got to have 2 forward-facing headlights. Welcome back, Brad. Thanks. We'll get Heath over. I know it's hard to interrupt them while they're doing their thing.
He's chasing an issue with it at the moment, so we may not get him over here. He said it's got a misfire, unfortunately, so they've got to chase that. So we'll try and get Heath. But at the moment, they're chasing a little problem, like he said. So they'll get over here as soon as they can.
All right. Shunt him over here as soon as you can. So this car, once again, this car's competed a lot over the years. 4.8 Patrol manual. They have had a varied amount of issues. Being a Class 7, they're doing a little bit tougher than some of the other guys, some of the bigger, more powerful buggies. I'm going to say that this is one of the better Class 7s, and in saying that, I'm not putting the other guys down, but only reason, it's got a lot more power than some of the other, Class 7. So there's a GQ, I think there's 2 GQ Patrols here, the Gill entry and also the Bogen Boys, Connor Cooper, the other 2 Class 7 entries. So I think Heath, I think Heath's in for a championship this weekend too in the class, so that'll be why he's going to be pushing hard. So, like I said, their car's always fairly well prepared. They do a number of races every year, so they put a lot of energy into the sport, and they just keep coming back for more and more punishment. So we'll get them. Like I said, they're just getting their sticker, and I might try and hollow them over. It's a bit hard when they're all involved in their thing, but I'll see if we can't get Brad to get some more people over. Okay, for two seconds. Here he is. I'm grabbing him. Here he is. He's coming in. Hey, mate. Stand wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. Welcome back to Pines 24. I tell you what, you must be in for. I was just saying, you must be in for a good standing on the class championship.
Yeah, currently second. I think we need a fair bit to go our way to get it this year. So yeah, no, I think we need to finish, and the other guy's got a DNF. So it's mathematically possible, but not very likely. So.
The car, you had any changes to the car? Same old car as been for a while?
Pretty much, yeah. Just a new crank after Gundy, and yeah, no, that's about it. Same old, same old. So, yeah.
Oh, good luck. We know you're experienced here, so we'll see you at the end.
Yep. No worries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Heath Weeden, car 701. 624, another car I'm up too sure about. Come in. They are 624. I'm not too sure. These are. Well, looks like a little turbo hanging off the back of this thing. So this is an ever-growing class, and I think I saw around about 10 cars entered in Class 6 this weekend. It's come a long way from its inception about, what, 5 or 6 years ago, I think, the side-by-sides?
If not that, yeah, it'd be probably 5 or 6 years ago. We used to call them the golf carts, if you remember back in the day.
They still get called golf carts, but we're trying to get it right now. Because they're not going away, folks. Class 6 is Class 66. Class 66, I think they have an S and an A class in there with some mods. So Class 6
can have a turbo or turbo-less, so basically non-turbo and turbo. So.
And there is some things that'll put them into a Class 11. We've got a few side-by-sides that are in Class 11.
Darren Franklin's one of them.
Some arm changes even, I think, can put them out of their class. So
we'll see. Darren Franklin in the 1110, he's actually a different front diff to what everyone else is running. That's why that is in Class 11. I actually asked the question up at Weston a couple of years ago why it was in Class 11, and that is why. It's a different front diff to what everyone else is running in Class 6, so that is why you will see in the running order, you'll see Darren Franklin in the 11s, not in the Class 6s. So that'll explain a couple of little things. But yeah, nice little car this. It's
well presented, I tell you.
Very well presented, I think. If you had to give best presented at the moment, mate, I think
I still love Toddy Lehman's car 85, mate.
Oh,
it's a good looking car. We'll see what happens. But we've still got about another 45 to come through. So
yeah, exactly.
Now, they're over there going through their gear. They've got undergarments, full body suit. They've got to have fireproof long johns, basically, etc. underneath. Socks. They've got to have race boots that can't be torn or damaged. They've got to have helmets that need to be inspected and make sure they don't have cracks or any repairs done to them. What else they've got to have over there? Balaclavas.
Yep, you've got a balaclava, neck restraints.
Oh yeah, like a harness device. Or there's a couple of different ones, but also gloves. We used to race. I was saying to someone the other day when I first started racing, it wasn't. We used to tape the seat belts back in our cars. So, wow, things have changed since back in the day. But
that's going back.
Now we've got harnesses, etc., etc. You know, harnesses got to stay in date. All that sort of stuff, including fire extinguishers, etc. So, if we can snaffle one more driver or navigator, even that'd be good. It's a bit hard to get hold of these guys. Like I said, we're kind of with the weather going on out there. We've moved inside just so we can have a chat to people out of the rain. But if we can get them over here in between doing their gear and moving their car, it'd be good to have a quick chat with people. I think this next car coming in will be Ross Newman, the vet. And if you follow this stream and follow this sport, you'll have known that Ross is a mad keen competitor. He's done 1 million events. I think last year he did every single event known to man in Australia. He travelled and worked all he did was work and travel to races, I believe. So there you go. Ross Newman. I think he's may even be, I don't have the list in front of me in my hand, but I think he might even be the only class 66 here this weekend, 6681. So, which is a little bit less, not quite as aggressive as the normal six cars. Like I said, that six class, which has got about, I'm going to say around 10 entries, and I'll fact check myself tomorrow morning when we get back on the mic. So, well, folks. You can see over on the table behind us here, the ladies checking the gear. See helmets getting checked, suits getting checked for rips or tears or anything like that. They've all got to be, everything has to be compliant. They'll check boots to make sure, like I said, soles of boots aren't torn. They'll check balaclavas for tears, anything like that. Obviously, in off-road racing, as per any motorsport, safety is absolutely paramount, absolutely. So, there's my man Ross. So, I might even be able to, if Ross doesn't need to get out of the car, I might be able to just sneak the microphone, folks, over here and have a yap with him while he's doing his scrutiny. I'll let them do their official business, then I'll interrupt. Mate, do you remember what's the difference in class 66? It was under 1000cc or 900cc or something?
It was something like that, yeah, I can remember it. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. You put me on the spot.
Oh, mate, and I should know more than anyone, really.
Yeah, you're the expert at this, not me. But I can't remember what they were. They were definitely one of those cars that were limited in what they had in them. And yeah, they've certainly, over the last few years, stepped up the program. Yeah. So I just noticed in this car, they're checking the rally safe in it because a lot of the cars have that rally safe in them. So that is a priority this weekend. Must have the rally safe. They're just checking that component before they scrutiny the car. So that's why they've been pushed out of the scrutiny.
Ah, there you go.
So that would explain why that car is there. They're just checking the rally safe in it. As soon as they get that all done, they will bring that car back to be re-scrutinied.
There you go. Right, behind us, folks, RB30 powered the dock. RB30, I believe, it's got a Jacko Auto Trans behind it. This car's been around a long time as well.
This is just wrong. A Class 4 that doesn't sound like a Class 4.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about you, but you're used to the rumble of the Class 4s, and you hear this coming.
Well,
and you go,
I've got to tell you, we did miss because we had a little bit of a mic issue before we got going this afternoon. But we did miss Roland Polchow in that Class 4, the little supercharged rotary that's been through scrutineering. So that's another banger little car to look at, and it dominates here. I remember, I'm going to say, long before Roland owned it. That nailed this course out here, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes out here this weekend too.
It will indeed. So, you're actually right. In this car, Dr. John, as we call him, the doc is back, and of course, but as you say, trucks normally you feel the ground shake.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
but when you hear this, you go, what is under that? Yeah. I think it's a turbo motor, if I'm correct. Yeah,
turbo RB30. So it's well sorted car. We got him. We got him. Just got to make eye contact. I've seen that before. That's how they do it. They make eye contact, then they reel you in. Get unbusy, mate. We need you.
I'm not busy anymore, John.
Right, we need someone from that car. Righto.
It tells us he's not here yet, so John's not here.
There you go.
So John's MIA, and the
boys are getting his car through. So yeah, that's all right. We've got. I did a look at the lineup of Class 4s, but even this weekend we've got Class 4s, and remember some of the older Class 4s. When I say older Class 4s, some of the cars that were in Class 4, they've bumped up to Class 11 now. Class 4 currently this year is still up to a 6 litre. So what was the 6 litre boys. A lot of those have been transitioning up to that Class 11, which is up to 7 litre, and I think next year they'll probably drop back into Class 4 as Class 4 becomes allowed to run that 7 litre as next year. I think it was, I'm going to say Class, I just read I literally just read it 2 hours ago, and it was I know it was Class 5 and Class 8, and Class 4, 5 and 8, that was what it was.
That was what put up earlier in the year.
And there was a little bit of a thing there where they wanted to get 1650s for those that are listening at home that are in and do race other races. They were trying to push to get the 1650s to go up to an 1800 engine, and that's been canned. So 1650 looks like it's going to stay from what I've read. Don't hold this gospel, look it up yourselves, but that's what I've read that's going to happen from next year onwards. 1650 is going to stay at 1650, and those 3 others are going up. And that is because I think one of the main kickstarters of that was the V6, the 3.5 litre V6 turbo rule. Those guys are pushing. They're banging out 1,000 horsepower. When you say that, it doesn't sound a lot, does it? No, but they're banging out a lot of horsepower out of a V6 turbo car, and the 6 litres are just at capacity. No matter how much money you throw at it, they're just not getting that horsepower. So I think they're trying to bring them back in a line to keep everybody having their options open and still being able to play in the game, especially those higher end cars. So.
Yeah, that'd be interesting in 2025. It would be interesting to see where the category goes with Class 4s and that coming to the 7 litre category. So watch out for that. Watch this space for next year.
I think so, yeah. It'll be good to see. Like I said, this year we've had a phenomenal amount of energy in from our main sponsors, Mickey Thompson Tyres, Raceline Wheels, and ARB 4x4 Accessories. I'll just give you a quick shout out to those guys. They've put the championship on. The ARB, Teagles Excavations, Pines Enduro here, Millicent, ARB and Teagles Excavations. Once again, we're at the Teagles Quarry here in Millicent, 1 minute out of town, 30 seconds out of town. So the town is literally 500 metres behind us.
So basically, to the west. So it's not that far. And
no.
The main street in Millicent, they probably can hear us and wonder what we're talking about.
So what I'm getting at is anyone can come out here, you can stay, you can jump in a caravan park or whatever and have a good weekend watching motorsport. The stadium area out here, the viewing, they've got stadium seating set up. They've got sand pits out here they've got a truck full of sand out here for the kids to play in.
Oh, cool.
So you can bring your kids out here and they can have a play in the sand in the background. I can see the Lions Donuts in my peripheral vision here, which I'll be visiting later on. So they've got a number of food trucks out here as well. It makes for a cracker weekend, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and of course if you say you went hungry at the Pines, there is something horribly wrong, because there are plenty of vendors here tonight with hot food. So keep yourself nice and warm. There's plenty of coffee as well. So
they've even got fires burning out here tonight, fire drums to keep warm. So
bring the marshmallows?
I've got some.
You got some marshmallows?
Who we got up next? 633. That, speaking of Raceline Wheels in our background there, just over our right shoulders, we've got Matty Hammer, car 633. And we'll, like we said, the doc's not here. We're going to try and grab, I think it's his navvy that came in and the passengers who drove it through, but he's a bit busy doing the job of 2. Working hard when you're doing the job of three men by the looks of it. Yeah, this 455 car, now that's been around a little while now. It's competed here several times in the past that I know of. Competed many championship rounds actually, and always a reasonably good contender for finishing. There you go, Brad just told me Matty's going to come up and have a quick chat. As they roll his car in, Matt's doing his... You can hear the Doc's car trying to crank here. It's... I did notice when it came in as rattly like it's full of forged pistons. It's going to go. Hey, I've got to tell you, it's not the first time someone's been pushed out, because I think my very first race, my car wouldn't start leaving the Scrutiny tent, so wouldn't be the first time. All right. He's out dealing with cold start issues. Obviously, these engines are off their faces, so therefore cold starts can be an issue. A lot of cars will foul up plugs before they even get out of the pit area. And I think it was last year here, my car didn't even get out of the pit area. So, righto. There's a Mickey Thompson man, if ever I've seen one. How are you, Mark? Now, yeah, I saw you went around the track today. This is our man from Mickey T. We know Mickey T's been in the game a long time. They've followed and backed this championship since its inception, and I can't thank them enough for that. And I can tell you, I've seen a numerous amount of cars already running Mickeys. I run Mickeys myself, have done forever, so it's good to see.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I got to go run around the track today, and first time I've actually been here. This stadium section tomorrow is going to be fantastic. The burns that we got there are just going to be awesome with the fast cars. Through the forest, there's some really straight, fast sections and a few little whoops, which may catch a few out. And there's obviously stumps if you go offline. So it's a pretty awesome track. As you say, Mickey Thompson, the heritage lives on. The tyres are made for this type of work. They love it. Us being...
I've just got to say, sorry to interrupt, but the tyres not only are made for this sort of work you're saying, but they're the tyres that I just drove to Cape York on. They're the tyres that the folks at home are driving around on as well. There's nothing special about, well, there's some of the front runner tyres are special here, but most of them you can just go and run on any old car. I'm running them now.
Exactly. You can buy them at a normal shop all around Australia, and I run them on my car 100%. And so it's for some mum and dad drivers, and drive to the racetrack, and then you drive them on the racetrack. So yeah, pretty awesome. No, it's great, and we just love being here, and thanks for having us. So.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Andy. Cheers.
Yeah, good to see you. There you go, Mark from Mickey T. Like I said, they've backed us for a while. Matty Hammer, good to see you.
Yeah, mate, how you going?
Good. I tell you what, why are you in shorts, mate?
Oh, I don't own a set of pants. It's just, yeah. So wasn't thinking it was going to be this cold.
How are you feeling? How you feeling about it? You went round today.
Yeah.
Car's good. Tell us about it all.
Yeah, went around in the normal car today. Track felt good. I reckon it's a lot easier than last year. We've prepped our car to a point where it's the best it's ever been, to come away hopefully on the podium the end of this round 2. So yeah, we should be good.
Yeah. Been through tech. As in, I saw you doing all your gear before. I've spoken through the people at home about what they do, and they check over all the gear and everything. So
yeah, we're basically good to go. Yep. So
awesome. So no other damage about from Gundy.
We ripped the floor off. We've got a homemade floor on it now to get us through this event. But we're all good. So
awesome to see. All right, thanks, Matty.
Thank you, Sandy.
Good luck for the weekend. We'll see you at the end. Now, Matty Hammer, car 633. He, I think, did his first race, I'm going to say first race here 12 months ago or 2 years ago, and his first dive straight into the championship rounds. Now, I did see this car. $11.27. Brad, I saw this car, but I can't remember who is actually in this car.
This is Robert Moore. For those people
yes.
Remember this truck? It was once upon a time it was red. Now it is white. I've just talked to Robert and I said, so what is different about this? And he's basically said all he's done is painted it white and put a new power plant in it. That's all it's new power plant in it. So he's gone from class 4 up to class 11. So it has got a 7-litre motor in it. So it'd be one to watch out for this weekend. I haven't seen this car compete yet, so it's all new to me as well. So, but the driver and that tells me basically the same.
There you go. Once again, they're going through tech. It's a bit hard to grab these people whilst they're busy doing their thing as well, trying to appease the chief scrutineer here, that we might even try and grab a word with him when he's free in between cars as well. see sort of things they're checking for. I don't know much about this car. I do remember once you said that it was red. I do remember seeing it, but I don't remember where I've seen it compete last.
You probably raced against it, Sandy. You do realise that? Yeah. You probably raced against it many, many years ago. So that'll probably bring back the memory or two.
So
standing over here.
Here we go, Rob. Now, I had to be refreshed because I saw it roll in white, and I did think I saw a post of it somewhere picked up as a white car. Tell me about it. Tell me what you got going on in here. Hey?
Original Bennett truck, and we've just turned into a Class 11, put a Craig Harrison 7-litre engine in it. And yeah.
Tell those at home, what trans is it running?
Manual shift turbo 400.
Yep.
We built that ourselves in Mount Gambier.
Rear diff looks like a Nissan Patrol axle if I'm looking correctly.
Yeah, Nissan Patrol rear diff in it. Yeah.
H260 or something.
233.
Yep. And what else? Tell us what Bennett truck. So when was the last time this raced?
In June we run it at Nandali race.
That's why I haven't seen it for a bit.
Done a torque converter in it up there, and so we've had to sort a few things out, but she's all sorted hopefully. And
what did you think of the track out there today?
Really good, probably the best one I've seen for years.
When was the last time you raced Pines?
About 17, 18 or something like that. No, it's a good track. I reckon it's good. Looks right in the arena here too.
Yeah, a few changes in the arena, so...
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how we go.
All right, well, enjoy the weekend, mate. Thanks for a chat.
No worries, thank you.
They are. The Moore entry 11:27. I see in the background here rolling in on a truck, one of our other Class 7s, the 760 Gill entry from Ballerine. Another little shower of rain coming across, but I see blue sky in the distance and a nice sunset.
We've confused you already, haven't we? I also noticed Glenn Pike too rolling in car number 75. It's great to see Glenn coming out of the Class 6s and now running the 75 car up in the ultimate class, so in the buggy this weekend. So I did hear that Glenn had sold that car, so the car that did very well in the championship probably 2 years ago now, wore number 2, 323, and unfortunately his defence of that didn't go as according to the script. So he will be car 75 this weekend, so will there be one to watch out for.
I think there was about, actually I see who's back in Class 7. I know we've got the Browns, both Brown entries, 40 Danny Brown and Andy Brown back. I see we've got Matty Hansen back for another crack at the Pines in the SMU entry. And who else we see up there? Clayton Chapman, which I've talked about before, our current championship leader. And there's a few other super fast class, unlimited class and Class 11 cars here this weekend.
Exactly, and of course Matt Hansen had a chat to Matt earlier this afternoon, saying everything is new in that car. So they've gone through with a fine-tooth comb after an event back in June. They hit a tree up in Fink, and unfortunately that put end to their campaign up there. So they've gone through the car with a fine-tooth comb, and basically everything is new in that car. So Matt's certainly this weekend going out to show that, okay, I've got speed, just so I've got to have the right.
Matt's always done really well here, like even from back when he had, I think it was the Porter back in the days, you know. Matt's always done a really cracking run here at the Pines.
Yeah, he certainly is. It's one of his favourite events, so watch out for Car 7 this weekend. Start Me Up Racing, he'll be certainly one to watch. Sunday afternoon, he'll be certainly one to watch.
There you go. It's just wait for the Moore entry to leave. Now here's a couple of likely lads rolling on in, the Bogen Boys. Connor. Here he is, the most luxurious of them all. Car 729, the Bogen Boys entry, hey? What have you done?
absolutely nothing, mate. Just ready to go. Pulled it out of the shed and going again.
You didn't. Looks like it's been washed at some stage.
Well, a little bit. Just the rain does that. We put the soap on this morning.
What was the last race you guys did?
Rainbow short course. So.
Didn't we push that on the trail?
Yes, we did.
There you go. Now you battled. I know you've battled the odd carby and fuel and dizzy issue over the time. Are you sorted?
I believe so. Last event ran well until we broke the O2 sensor out of the exhaust. So other than that, it's been going on pretty well. So we hope we fixed it.
Yeah. So what's the setup? I know it's just a TB42.
Just an EF5, pretty standard car. Your shock still from the ones you dropped off 2 years ago.
Got a couple of King smoothies in there.
Yeah, and then, pretty well just stock standard. Other than that, nothing special for us, mate. Just get in and send it.
Okay, enjoy, mate. We'll see you on the weekend. They are a couple of localish boys. I'm going to say localish, the Mount Gambier area. They've joined the reins of off-road racing a couple of years ago, and I've got to tell you, they haven't looked back. These guys love it. They've had their battles. Believe me, I think their first couple of races they just went into the pits and out of the pits, into the pits and out of the pits. But once, like you said, hopefully they haven't got a big budget, but they've got big hearts, and they never give up. They just go until they can't go anymore. So remembering that these cars, you've got cars out here, and I'm going to put a price tag on them, and it's going to be a rough price tag of them. Some of the cars are $1 million, right? You've also got cars like this car here, which is $1 million in some people's eyes, but it's a GQ Patrol with just the safety gear, a couple of little mods, and away they go and have some fun. So you can come in at, what I'm getting at is you can come in off-road racing pretty much any level. You can come in at this level and just go and have a whole lot of fun. You can build a bit more serious Class 7, and start spending a bit more money. Class 7's basically a production-styled four-wheel drive, and that consists of something like even you could run a Y62 or a Raptor Ranger, I think still fits within the class with the engine capacity. That sort of stuff if you want to spend big bucks on a base car, but you can come in. A lot of guys that run GQ Patrols, going out, having a whole heap of fun. No, they're not the quickest cars out there, but they're usually fairly reliable, really budget conscious. So, if you break an axle, you're getting one for $20-50 somewhere, and having a whole heap of fun doing it. So, the Bogen Boys, local guys. I just spotted somebody I wouldn't mind having a quick chat to while he's here. The Raceline Wheels big boy, Chris Hammer. Hey, mate.
How you going?
Going well. Just spoke to Matty before. He's primed, ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to go, sitting third in class, so for the championship. So he's looking forward to a good race, and hopefully he brings it home and either stays on that podium or even gets a bit further up. Who knows?
And Raceline Wheels, we know you guys have jumped on board the last few years. Absolute wrap to have you. Anything exciting to see in Raceline coming out now? We know there's wheels. You can get Raceline wheels from pretty much any state that day from most dealers and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so we carry in stock all the beadlocks for your Polaris Can-Ams right up to your buggies and trophy trucks. So
and your daily driven cars.
Of course,
beadlocks, but
street range as well. And as you know, Raceline have been around since 1984. They're not a Johnny-come-lately. They've been in the racing scene in the US for a very, very long time, and have a really good product, and we're really proud to represent them. Proud to be part of the championship, and really looking forward to a good weekend here again this year. So
track, you went around the track?
I did, yeah. Went and had a look.
What do you think?
Oh, I should pull the winch truck out and put it in Class 8, I think. What do you reckon?
Well, funnily enough, there is no Class 8s here this weekend.
Oh, okay.
So you would have been in with a good start anyway. I think the track, there's obviously, we know Pines gets some greasy sections. There's a couple of bits that have a little bit of red clay around them, not much, and a couple of that dark mud, that real dark brown black mud around them. But overall, looks like there's going to be a handful of little damp sections, unlike Gundy.
Yeah, Gundy was horrible.
Gundy was wet.
It was muddy.
And I've been at Gundy where it's been 45 degrees, you know, so
Yeah.
you don't know what you're getting each weekend, do you?
No. I mean, I know with Matt, he finished that race, and you know there was a hint of a thought we might go and do the Don River Dash afterwards. Mate, it was, you know, I wasn't even sure if he was still in the car until he opened his eyes, because everything was mud. The whole thing, you know, it took a week to clean it and get it organised for here, so there was no way you could fit another race in between Gundi and here. But yeah, so we were spectators up there, and that was good.
Cracker race too.
Yeah, really good.
All right, well, thanks again, Chris Hammer from Raceline Wheels, and thanks for your energy and support for the championship, mate.
Thank you.
They are Chris Hammer, everybody. We've got them rolling through. I reckon we've got 20 cars through by now, maybe more. But we're going to keep this going as long as we can, folks. There'll be a little bit of a lull in between. You'll have to listen to my dreary voice, but we'll... and the only reason there'll be a bit of a lull is we're literally waiting to be able to grab a driver or a navigator, have a quick chat with them, or even a team boss, as we call them. Car 676, Lynchy's entry, Can-Am. Oh, look at that. My lovely assistant, Brad, or his lovely assistant, me. I don't know which one's which. Yeah, Lynch entry. 1000cc Can-Am. Tell you what. Yeah, they're pretty busy over here. We did plan on stopping them as they leave the tent, because of the odd shower of rain that's coming over. We've sort of pulled up camp inside, so it's a bit easier to talk to them, and they can go and park their cars up. The cars are on display down here tonight till about 8:30. Trying to get. I tell you what I'm going to do. We spin the camera and I'm going to chuck the microphone in his face. Hey, are you primed? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, I suppose.
What was the track like?
Oh, it was alright. Probably pretty wet now. It's pretty slippery.
Done anything extra and special to the car since last race?
No, I just fix a few things. That's all.
No. That's it? You ready?
Yeah, I suppose. Just got...
All right, looks like you're getting the good sticker anyway. I hope. Jake's the sticker man this weekend, so thank you, Jake. All right, good luck for the weekend, mate. Enjoy it.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you.
They are. Lynchy's entry. There's two of them in the car this weekend, and I'm sure they'll be there at the end. They've been some pretty good attenders. So has Matty Lavis. Now, Matty Lavis, we know this car. We're forever getting in trouble for pronouncing Matty's name wrong, but there he is over there in that cowboy hat. I'm going to drag him over here because he loves a chat. These boys doing their work, but now Matty was a 6684 car in the previous years, and a few races ago bolted a turbo on this thing. He's loved the power. Took him a couple. I think it might have even been Hilston turbo went on for memory. And he's took him a race or so to get used to it, but I think he's on a charge now, and he's getting quite used to the power. Bloody short wheelbase this thing, so I don't know how he does it. I don't know how my back would do it anyway. So when he's got 2 seconds, they've got to fill in a scrutineering sheet. Go through all their gears, guys checking suspension components, just basic stuff. Well, not just basic stuff, but they'll be checking suspension components. They'll be checking throttle return springs, the basics, running some eyes over. They always check kill switches, make sure every car has to have a reverse gear, if you didn't know. That's an interesting fact for those people at home. Every car needs to have a reverse gear and needs to have, like I said earlier, needs to have 2 fire extinguishers accessible from the rear, or I think it was 2 kilos of fire extinguisher from the rear, and also inside the cab. You need seatbelt cutters. You've got to have rally safe now. There's a number of safety things that come into it. Matty. Matt. Now Matt is a guy, I grabbed him because he hates to have a chat with me. Mate, I was just saying it's been a few events now with the turbo on it, and I know, I think was it Hillston the first event? Yes, from memory? Yeah. And so you're used to it now, you're ready to go?
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. It should be right. It's definitely totally different to drive with a bit more power. But
you've got to be getting used to it now, mate.
Yeah. I just don't want to stall on the start line like I did at Hillston. That was bad.
Any other changes to the car? Like we know, obviously we just discussed the turbo, but there's no other changes to the car really, or you've done other things?
Different clutch. Every time we put the power down before in the hard pack, it would slip. Didn't have enough drive, didn't have enough clamping force, so now we've put a different diaphragm in the spring, Kevlar plates. Hopefully we're all good.
All right, well, good luck for the weekend, mate. I know you love it.
Yeah, thank you.
There, Matty Lis. Righto, here's a Habes entry. Fresh off a no? I think they fresh off a podium somewhere else, weren't they? One of the Habes. I got a feeling off the top of my head. Once again, I think we've got Carl in there. I don't know who's in the passenger seat this weekend. You? Do you want to have a yap? Do you want to have a yap? You're in the passenger seat this weekend?
Just for prologue, hopefully.
You're normally in for the whole weekend.
Yeah, I get sick now, so I'll just do the 6Ks and have a go. Yeah.
That's a good short one to get out anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
What about you're in for the whole Saturday? Is in the
I might,
course as well?
I'll see how I go. Yeah, and then Chelsea's in Sunday, so she'll do the long track.
Now, did I see? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see you've just come off a podium elsewhere recently in the last?
No, that's my brother.
Oh, that's right. I'm like, I saw a Habes somewhere on a podium in the last few weeks. I've been travelling, so I actually haven't had that good a reception or service to see any of the good stuff. So.
Yeah, no, our last event was Love Day, and we blew the engine up, so yeah.
Back ready to go now?
Well, it appears to be. We're here, so it should be all good. No issues, so we'll see.
Many changes. Now, tell people about this engine quickly.
This one's a Toyota 2GR out of a Camry. So it's a pretty, seems a pretty basic engine, but it's a twin turbo, built by a good friend of mine, Wayne from Manham Auto Centre, so he does all the work. Guy in Adelaide tunes it, TZ tuning, so yeah, it's got some good mumbo.
Any other changes to the car?
Not really, no. We just run the Hollinger gearbox now with the paddle shifts. That's working really well. These actually are new Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses for this weekend, so actually a new XS. So, look, we're pretty excited. Should be good for a good weekend, actually.
And the track, I know you've raced out here many a time, but any changes in your mind to all the track conditions, or it's going to be another Pines as far as degradation of the track and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, the first section looks a bit sandy, but hopefully it doesn't rain like it did a few years ago. That was pretty bad, but look, it looks fast and should be a whole heap of fun. Like we should, be real fast.
All right, well, enjoy the weekend, both of you, and Chelsea as well on the passenger seat.
No worries, thank you.
Thank you.
The Habes. We've got the Habes. We've got Liz and Carl, and we also have the other Habes entry, which is the one I was thinking of. Like I said, I've been in and out of service. I actually came direct from Gundy 500. I love motorsport that much that I left Gundy 500 and I headed straight to the Pines via the tip. So I haven't had as much information as I normally would have in the off-road racing since the last race, but well presented, and I've got to tell you what, they are always right at the pointy end, not just in prologue, but in overall races in nearly every race they do, don't they?
Yeah, you'll find somewhere in the results in the top 5 or top 10, Habes somewhere pop up. So Aaron certainly knows how to pedal probably 5 or 6 years he's done the hard yards, and unfortunately last year, of course, did very well in prologue, and that's as far as she went.
They had a sensor issue or something, timing chain. I can't.
Yeah, he had an issue.
It was a little engine issue I remember he had last year as well.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was enough to sideline him for the rest of the weekend. Like they could have actually done a little bit more with it, but it meant taking the motor out and doing all that sort of stuff. And he said they just didn't have time, so they unfortunately put it on the trailer last year and sat in the crowd and watched, and could have been.
Hey, we sat in the crowd and watched too, mate.
Oh, we did. You were in the back of the truck. You were in the back of the truck playing with the sand, and there one stage, and also taking investments on that lucky square. So I remember that.
I did indeed. This weekend we've got a push bike up for raffle. So there's a stellar looking push bike over there. They normally do 100 tickets at the raffle. So tomorrow we'll be getting that underway, and you can win yourself a mountain bike by the looks of it.
Oh, that'd be good for you.
And I'll give you more information, or Brad will give you more information on that in the morning. See what I just did?
Yeah, you handball it. Well done. You're learning.
Now, once again, another car I don't know too much about, the 669 entry Monster off-road entry. I saw those guys rolling around in a Ram earlier as well.
Yeah, they were here earlier today. So another one of these cars that don't they look? They come up a treat, don't they?
Tell you what, presented phenomenally.
Yeah, everyone's got the toothbrush out and cleaned every bit of they can to make it presentable for the night. And of course, it goes from here, Sandy, from our scrutineering tent. They go out and park out in the public arena area, so everyone, the viewing area, so everyone can go and have a look at them up close and take some photos with it. And please do. We encourage everyone, if you're out in that public area, please take photos of the cars. Everyone wants to take photos of those cars.
Bit of a hashtag of Pines Enduro 400.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Get everyone involved on the socials, that's it. And of course, don't forget tomorrow, it is live stream, so if...
racing starts at 10 o'clock, so I presume we'll be going live not too long before that. You don't want to listen to us dribble on from 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm sure. They've got to deal with us enough for the weekend, but yeah, we'll give you as much information as we can. If we stuff up names, numbers, whatever... if I say it's got 14 turbos and it doesn't, I'm happy for you to correct us.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. What's your email? We can hashtag Sandy.
They're going. You see the boys here in tech. Good to get. I'm going to see if we can get our chief scrutineer over here for a quick chat in between cars. He is super busy, but if we can get him over at some stage. Car 669. Monster off-road, Methyl race wheels, Nitto tyres. Look, these guys look like they've been doing it a little while now. It doesn't look, not that I would know, because I'm bred from a class 7 and 8 sort of a game, the old school class 7 and 8s. I'm not really au fait with everything that goes on in a class 6 or a class 66 or anything like that, so well, Jake, tell us what's going on over there, mate.
Yeah, so
this is Jake, everybody. He's the main sticker honourer. If you see him and he's putting a sticker on your car, you're good to go.
Happy, yeah. So we're just doing a bit of scrutineering, so that involves just checking the car, make sure it's all safe and ready to race for the weekend. So just going through seat belts, fire extinguishers.
Seat belts got to be in date?
Yeah, in date, and how they're mounted in the car. So a lot of people forget. How they're threaded through over the roll cage and stuff is just as important as them being in date. So, yeah, and anything from fuel tank breathers to tail shaft straps to, yeah, all that sort of safety stuff. So
things like seatbelt cutters.
Yep, seatbelt cutters.
They've got to be both on the A pillar, so that somebody outside the car can access them.
That's right.
If somebody's upside down in an emergency.
Yep, and not too secure, so you can actually get them and use them.
Each car's got to have a toe strap.
Yep,
it's got to have toe markers. Yep. It's got to have a battery marker.
Yep. First aid kit, oscillation marker, so someone can turn off the car from outside if you're upside down. Yeah. That's the main ones. Yeah.
And class classification, that should be all pre-done before it lands here, shouldn't it?
That's right. Yep. Yeah. All.
Scrutiny is sometimes if a scrutineer picks on something sees something that someone's trying to dwiddle the scores with as such, they can pull up and log it, and they'll either have to change class for the race or get it fixed. It'll be logged in a logbook and get fixed prior to the next race. So, and also some safety concerns. If it's a very minor safety concern, it can be logged in a logbook. If it's more major, they'll be booted to the back of the line, fix it, then they've got to come back and get, or they can go and fix it, and you guys can run over and check it at the end.
That's right. Yeah, they can rectify it. We're happy.
Pre-race start, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. That's correct.
They've also got to have, while we're just on the subject, they've got to have 2 forward-facing, or a minimum of I think it's, I'm going to say 150 watt or whatever it was, forward-facing lights, and rear-facing lights. We've got to have a red and a solid amber light, and we've got to have a flashing blue light for the dust now, which we hopefully don't have a problem here this weekend. I don't think we're going to, but and then a red light for their brake lights, which have all got to be mounted up high. Apart from that, scrutiny, I think, I've run through before, everyone's got to have all their usual safety gear. I've run through that before. Yeah. But apart from that, the car itself, I don't think we've missed anything on the cars themselves.
I think we covered it all off. Also, too, with previously with the self-scrutineering, it's actually good to actually have a scrutiny actually look at your car. There's a few little things that we pick up that people don't even realise because
100%.
They just overlook it yourself.
We have done, and some events still do a self-scrutiny style thing. I love the idea of having a scrutiny team, and whether you pass or not, sometimes you get a bit upset about it. We all do. But what it does is, you've got to remember some of these guys are doing. We've got everything from accountants to sheep station owners, cattle station owners, to mechanics, to any sort of tradie. Some people might not actually know that much about a car. Well, you know what I mean? Like some of these guys, they literally buy a car, jump in, go racing. They have someone prepare it for them. Yep. So it's kind of good to know on a self-scrutiny side of things, getting an extra set of eyeballs to look over the car.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, for sure.
So, all right, thank you, mate. There you go. There's a couple of words from Jake. Thank you. So I'm not sure what the actual hold-up is on this car. Obviously, I think they're looking at something to do with seat belts and the mounting. Maverick, the new with that funny top arm setup on the front there. You can see they've been released into the wild here. I think we've only got a handful over here in Australia racing at the moment, but they're just not long come onto the scene here in Australia. While we're waiting, we've got a minute once again. We're going to quick word out for our main sponsors. Teagles Excavations, phenomenal energy gone into this quarry here in Millicent, South Australia. ARB 4x4 accessories, event sponsors and championship sponsors. They have put a monstrous amount of energy, not just financially, but physical and behind the scenes energy into making the championships run. And we've also, don't forget, Mickey Thompson tyres on the championship side of things, and Raceline wheels once again. I know we've got another Class 11. This is the one that Brad was talking about earlier, poking its head, about to poke his head in the scrutiny tent here. The Franklin entry, they have that car with a different front diff in it. It normally is a Class 6, but the diff chucks it into Class 11. Nothing really spectacular apart from engine and suspension wise that would put it into that class, but I tell you what, I reckon it's about a balmy 10 degrees here or less at the moment with the wind going. I grew my hair out for the weekend so I could stay warm, but we'll I know we've got watchers on, people watching on all over Australia and all over the world this weekend. We normally do. Friday night's a bit of a different thing, Scrutineering. We try and do a little bit of a meet and greet with as many people as we can, and tomorrow it'll be game on about 10 a.m. As you can see, I've got 2 microphones here to solve our little microphone issue we had earlier, but we'll battle on. It's working. I am attached to the camera with a cord, so it can only go so far. He's getting out anyway. I'll grab him when he gets out and does his thing. Got to stay out of the way a little bit. Most people are very accommodating. Some get in the... It's okay going through scrutiny because it's a little bit of a slow, bit more relaxed process. Tomorrow when they come into the pits and everything's hot and they need to fuel up or put a bolt back in an arm or something like that, you can get in their way. They get cranky at me, but I'm here to do a job and they're here to do a job. Their job's to get to the finish line. My job's to show you people them getting to the finish line. So now the Franklin entry has been around a fair while now. It's been, I know they've been competing, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years in this championship, maybe even a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure they started off in Class 6. Here he is. Mate, good to see you got dressed for the occasion.
Yes, a bit of a winter polar blast happening, but anyway, it'll sort of settle the dust and make it interesting tomorrow, as usual for Pines.
Yeah, like last year we had a cracker, beautiful weekend of weather. This weekend the track looks like it's not going to get much dust, if any. They're not predicting much rain. There's only a couple of mil of rain tomorrow, a couple of mil on Sunday, so hopefully that actually does its job where we need it to.
It'll make it probably better. It'll make it sort of just give it a bit of grip more so than too much slop. And like we were here in 19 and we had swim around this track, and last year was the complete opposite. It was good, but a bit of dust last year, so this will be about a standard Pines, I reckon.
Now tell me, your car, you've done anything, it's been around a while. I'm going to say 3 or 4 years of this chasing championship stuff, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I built it in, I bought it in 18, built it in the first race at 19, and we've sort of done all the rounds ex-COVID. So it's sort of done, this is its 4th ARB round, and this is the first year we didn't do gun to Indy this year, but each other year we've done a lot, so yeah. So
any changes to the car?
No, it's pretty much the same. I put a new motor in it this year just to freshen it up. And just give her a bit of a birthday for new hubs and brakes, and other than that, she's pretty much standard. So we just, there was not much wrong with the motor. We just thought we'd stick one in just to make sure it's going to make it through another season.
Now tell me, as far as maintenance goes, I'm as you know, a Class 7-8 guy, but as far as maintenance on these things, we know you can jump into one of these, 50, 60 grand, probably even less for a used one, but as far as maintenance and upkeep on these things for anybody wanting to get into it,
they're pretty good actually. Like there's not a lot being done. I've run standard suspension. It's just been tuned at over in WA at McNabb's, and as far as the week to week running of the actual prep, from race to race,
apart from binning it,
like. We might spend between races, we might spend, $1,000 between races on just doing brakes and a couple of shafts. But, if we put a full set of shafts in at the start of the year and it's on new wheel bearings, we'll get most of the year done with just changing oil and doing air filters. Yeah. So pretty good.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's good to know. All right, I'll let you go back to it. Thank you, mate, and good luck.
No worries. Thanks, Andy.
There you go. The Franklin entry 1110. If you can get a shot, I don't know if you can get a shot of this before he runs off with it. I'm just going to... Can I just get a quick shot of that bit of paper?
I'll get you a new one.
Yep, that'll be good. I'll just get a...
Without me?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, without me.
There you go. I don't know if you can get in on that. That's sort of a quick zoom in on the scrutiny list. Like I said, we've got 4 or 5 scrutineers going over the cars at the moment. They're checking... As you can see, car markings, brakes, personal safety lights and mirrors. There's the crew attire, which we went through earlier, structural roll cage, Nerf bars, all that sort of stuff. Class 7s and 8s, some of those have got to have different styles of bits and pieces in the when it comes to having body panels covering certain areas. I think Class 8 has to have all its wheels from a top view. All the wheels have to be covered, so you can't have wheels protruding like you can on a Class 11. There's no mud guard or anything like that on the front. You can see a full open wheel. So there is different rules for every class. Some of them you might not agree with. Some of them you can, when I say bend the rules, it's not a matter of bending the rules. You don't need to bend the rules. You can build it and interpret the rules, and you can actually do quite a lot with some of those classes that you think you can't. So, I tell you what, my hand's getting a bit numb. Who we got up next? Ho ho! Man of the hour in Class 6. Came out here last year as a fresh 2-litre, I think it was, and it was their first race in this car here last year. And I see they've only got Jackson. I see Eden's not here this weekend. Sounds pretty primed. Wait for him to shut it down because it's pretty thumpy. And this thing, I think he was saying it's topping out near 185, 165 or 185. I think he said maybe 165. I think he said to me for the last race. Actually, not too sure what you can even hear at home with that noise going in the background. So we'll wait for him to shut it down, and then we'll try and get him over to have a quick chat. Look at the size of that GPS. I don't know if you can see that size of that GPS inside there. That's the screen for the navigator to have a look at what's going, where they're going. Jacko loves a chat. I'll just let him do his thing, and then we'll grab a couple of words.
Get there, Turn is underneath the spare wheel. Triangle.
I think you've been summoned, mate.
I've got a secret weapon, Sandy.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what
everyone, this is Jacko. You would have met him.
I would have thought so. So,
hates a chat.
I've got the radiator in the front.
Yeah.
A lot of other people don't, and it's going to be cold, so we're going to be warm. So it's going to be nice.
Hey, he's got it sorted. There you go.
It's going to be good.
Any changes to the car, mate, from Gundy?
Yep, we revalved the shocks. So before we were at full stiff right around. So we're now in the middle with our clickers, so we're able to go up or down. But it's back sort of where it was, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So now we've got more adjustability. Then we've changed the sway bar so we can get a bit of more rigidity out of it because it falls over a bit, and then just a good prep. Yep. So no, nothing crazy.
You didn't break anything at Gundy or anything like that from memory?
No, nothing crazy. These have got a centre diff. It's like it's a clutch setup that goes to the front diff to protect the front drive, so that when you land, yeah. And we'd run that all year, and we'd worn it out by the end of Gundy, so we're pretty well two-wheel drive by the end of Gundy. So we've replaced that. It's all driving all four, which we're going to need out here. And yeah.
What did you think of the track out here?
Yeah, I love the berms. I do have a gripe. I hope that they bump them or something to make it so people actually use the berms, because they've done such a good job of them, and everyone's just going to, I think everyone's going to run inside, yeah. So I'm happy to go out and peg them out. I want to use these berms. But yeah, other than that, the long course was obviously the same bush, but different sort of pass, but then occasionally you'd be like, I remember this bit. Yeah. So super excited. Love this event. Love the track. Love the no dust.
And coming back with a few changes. Last year the car was new here, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep, so we debuted our car here last year. We just slapped it together. So compared to last year, This thing is
a lot of changes.
It's a whole nother animal, yeah. Well, remember we could only do like 130, where at Hilson we were getting around 165. So cool, excited.
So 200 this weekend.
No, I mean if you throw it out of a plane, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it should be good. Looking forward to it.
All right, mate. Well, good luck for the weekend, and I'm sure we'll chat throughout the weekend.
Yeah, sweet.
Everyone, Jacko, car 635. They love a chat. Jacko, I noticed Eden isn't here this weekend, but they do have a second of King Chrome entries here, which will be the, going to say Class 11 car. Like he said, he came out here last year. The car was pretty much brand new. They had I don't even know if they'd done any testing before they brought it out here last year. So we've got, should be well sorted between last year's debut and this weekend's final round. Actually, Jacko, where are you sitting in the championship points, mate? First in class, and I think you're down like I didn't check, but fifth outright. There you go, folks. So he's, I think...
We're going to open for attrition.
Yeah. The fifth outright in the championship or first in class. So we said Class 6, I think, has got around 10 or 12 entries this weekend. So it's still going to be a battle regardless.
Oh, sure. Looking forward to it, Sammy.
He's always pumped. Always pumped. I haven't yet to see him angry, but when I do, I'll let you know. Just waiting for my heater to roll in, you know. Who have we got? Who have we got? The Ratcliffe. Single-seater. Now, I reckon this is the first... I probably won't be able to have a chat with him because he's got to do everything on his own, but I think this is the first of the single-seaters that I've seen roll through. Another K24 powered Honda engine. Super popular motor in this class. And a few small, you get the right motor and a few small mods, just cams and a computer and that sort of thing. And these things haul, absolutely haul. So I think normally we see 3 or 4 of these engines in Class 10 or even more. Interesting, just a couple of different styles. Some of the earlier cars, and even some of the later cars still have the flip top roof. They've got to run sorry for jumping around the camera here. We've got to run either wrist restraints or I got him. Mate, I was just saying this is the first one, probably one of the first of the single-seaters I've said roll through, and it didn't check who was actually entered Class 10, but I know it's a growing class. How do you go in the single-seater out there? A lot of people, and the reason I ask, a lot of people, they come out here, they've got a navigator, you're doing everything on your own.
Well, there's no arguments.
No.
So you just look
there could be.
So this is only my second year. I did a few races last year. I've only run this once this year, so haven't really done much racing. But I've navigated before, and so I sort of know how that works. But it's been really good actually. Yeah.
What do you think of the track?
It was great. Lots of really fast stuff. The fast guys will be fast, like really, really fast stuff. So nice and sandy. It's always good here. Always good. So. Yeah.
Any changes to the car? Like, have you tell us a bit about the car?
No, well, I've sort of been building it myself. This year I've stripped it back to nothing and painted the frame and built a few little bits and pieces on it. So that's why I haven't raced it this year, but got it going for Rainbow 4 weeks ago, and then here this weekend.
All right, well, have fun. I'll leave you go because I know you're on your own. You got to do everything on your own, but good luck for the weekend, mate.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
it. The Ratcliffe entry. Actually, oh no, he's busy. It's a bit hard. As much as I want to
get them in here and have a chat and try and get as much info as we can. Everybody's got a job to do. And we've got to keep the cars rolling. We've got 60 entries. 60 entries, which was pretty good to see. Final round of the year. Coming off at Gundy, I know we had 100 entries at Gundy, which is phenomenal, but the difference between Gundy is the Queensland, it's a part of the Queensland Championship, and the Queensland has a massively strong contention of competitors, so they come from everywhere in Queensland. So he's got the sticker on and he is good to roll up start line. I don't think, from what I've seen, I don't think we've seen either many or any have to go away and fix their cars and get ready to come back again. So that's a bonus, I suppose. Like I said, a K24, I'm not too sure what transmission is running in there. A lot of transaxle cars. There's not many of anything else. See, Chris Land. Chris Land, car 80. Also another strong contender off a couple of good finishes in the last few races. Mate, you probably know more about Chris Land than me, but Chris has done a lot of racing in the ARB Championship. I don't know if any of him wants to get out or wants to have a chat, but once again, everyone's got work to do. So I'm trying to make us a second priority, but I'm also trying to make us a first priority. Mate, I know you're busy. I know it's all going on and everything's got to happen. Any changes to the car?
No, just the same as Gundawindi, and we fixed a few minor problems from up there, and the rest of the round's all going good. And any thoughts on the track out there? No, very fast. Nice and lot smoother than Gundy. No big melon holes, but nice and fast and open. And those big sweeping hills out there, get some air out of them for it. But be careful because they'll catch you out, landing in the trees. Yeah, well, I was just about to say, sorry. There is a couple of little kickers out there too to be careful of with. And being in the pine break, there's a lot of hard 90-degree right-hand turns, left-hand turns, that sort of thing. Yes, it's either right or left out there. And there's some kickers there. If you're not careful, they'll catch you and put you straight into the trees, for it. So, no, be careful, and be careful of those stumps there that you don't see as well, Well, the car seems like it's pretty well prepped again. Yes, I had a good prep with the Don River Dash. I didn't run it up there the other day, but Michael Marson and Mel Brandel helped me get it prepped while we were preparing for the Don River Dash, getting it all running up there as well. So, a few of us got into it, and it's all going good. All right, Chris. Well, good luck for the weekend and enjoy it, mate. Thank you. Chris Land. He's done it all here before, done a lot of races in the championship over the last couple of years, and once again actually done reasonably well, I've got to say. Still a 6-litre powered LS. Albin's box in there. Mickey Thompson's. Well, the lineup's definitely getting shorter, but we've still got, I'm going to say, 20 or so plus cars. The cars we have, I'll see, sorry for walking around in front of the camera, folks. I'm trying to see what's going on out there as well. We have
the next couple of cars coming in is our current championship leader, which we always love to get a word from Clayton Chapman and Adam Maguire, followed by Stu Chapman in that single-seater Chenoweth, who was running a 10 car. So they unbolted turbos up at Gundy 500. Don't forget Gundy 500. Jamie Knight told me that it's going to be Gundy 600 next year. Stu Chapman has gone back to, I see it's gone back to a ultimate unlimited car. So be interesting. I presume they've just bolted turbos back on it. It was actually a reasonable car as a Class 10, so I'll just like to see what they're thinking and everything is behind the boost back for Stu's car. So. Chapmans, as we know, folks, the Chapmans have been in this game for a fairly long time. I think I started about the same time as Clayton back in the mid-2000s, about 2006 or 7, in a Class 7 and Class 8. So I raced side by side with Clayton for a long time in Class 8. He's now gone on to be dominating. So we're going to get him over here when he's done his business over there and have a quick chat. And even I know they've got to get all their, done their gear already, so they just got to do the car. I think he's still looking for a logbook. I don't think it's got a logbook, has it? Pretty sure it's not logbooked. Dad was there. Rob was there. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but they have. They're just looking for the logbook. So, mate, as prepared as ever, looking for the logbook, eh?
Yeah, it was just cold.
Your current Australian Championship leader. Pressure's on now, eh?
Yeah. No.
I tell you what, after we know you and Bo Robbo went in neck and neck into Gundy 500, you dominated up there. You led the race start to finish, and he had a couple of little issues, so you're a little bit ahead on points. Not that that's going to give you any breathing room, because they've got a couple of other contenders in on this race too that might stick in between you if there's an issue. So.
Yeah, no, there's heaps of people having a good run this year, just really consistently placing behind us, and so we got a bit of a lead, but it's not enough to be comfortable. That's for sure. No, we'll be here racing. That's for sure, mate. We're just we're looking forward to. I've been here for a few years, and keen to get in the forestry.
I was just saying, I started racing with you back in the mid to late 2000s in Class 8 and going, I remember literally punching into each other bitching out here.
Yeah, we commented on that today during recce. It's always a good memory.
But come a long way, mate, and it's good to see you at the top of the game. Thoughts on the track? Any changes to the car? Just a good prep from Gundy.
Yeah,
the car came off the finish line.
Yeah, real good.
Looking strong and sounding strong.
Yeah, had no dramas from Gundy, so we just prepped it again like we had been all year and just repeating the process, and it's been working. So,
Wearing your lucky jocks.
Yeah, that's it every time. So, no, the track, I don't know, a car seems to be pretty consistently good at most events, so we just sort of left it. We know how it drives. We're going to go out like it is. We're happy to make changes for the weekend with suspension if we feel it needs it, but we know what it does. Fast track, which is sort of, It
doesn't really look, I'm going to say, it doesn't look like a rough track.
Not yet, but it'll chop.
In saying that, previous Pines seem to have had a lot more sandy corners.
Yeah.
Chop out. It didn't look like there's. I know there's going to be some, but not quite.
Not as many. No, a lot of hard pack in it, so it should be fast. There's a lot of hard pack rolly hills that look slightly terrifying, but we'll see how they go, eh? And looking forward to it. The modifications in here look awesome. So big rolling berms. So. Be keen to watch some Class 4 trucks rip around there.
Lammy told me that Kurt Steffen went over to the States and watched a couple of races over there, and he came back. He didn't even know it was happening. He just came out here and did them. So good changes. And
super cool.
Some exciting changes, I suppose.
Really looking forward to Saturday's short course racing. It's always just that's very exciting, very fun. So we're just keen to
good
get
luck,
out.
mate. Once again, we'll see you at the finish line, hey?
Mate.
Have fun.
Thanks.
They are Clayton Chapman, car 15.
in with Adam Maguire as his navigator. Those two have been paired up 20 years or just under 20 years. They've been racing together, so it's good to see. Looks like he's getting to sign a bit of paper, sign his life away, so they're through. And second of the Chapman entries. As we know, the Chapmans have owned and raced and probably still own everything from Class 5 Tritons and Class 8 Pajeros, side-by-sides, all sorts of stuff. Back, car 17, Stu Chapman with a fresh turbo back on the car. So as soon as I can, I'm going to try and grab Stu for a chat. I need my blooming gloves out here, I tell you. This little channel, like I said, last race, it had a 10 number on it. It was 1017, so it'll be. I'd like to get Stu's thoughts, and when you're free, Stu, and when you're free, if you've got things to do, do things. But when you're free, I'd love a quick 2 minutes. Just, I nearly went over. Yeah, got to have them. Yeah. He was just questioning the lights, but I believe, well, I shouldn't be the judge of fact there, but I believe that if you've got your lights down there, you can run a second set of lights in a different colour. And the reason a lot of people will do that, hey Stu, the reason a lot of people do that is because we know when the Chappies cars are coming. Exactly right.
Exactly right.
Now,
exactly right.
I did make. You have to come down to my level because I'm on tippy toes.
Right.
He's a big man, Stu. I see it's back to car 17. Tell us why.
Well, I was racing at Gundy and I wasn't doing the speeds I wanted to do down those straights. And then I been to Millicent a few times and I just didn't want to get stuck out there, really. Yeah. The sand's pretty deep here and, just trying to, keep up.
Any changes or you literally, from what I know, you guys literally took the turbo off and tuned it, put the turbo back on and tuned it. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah.
Same engine, same driveline, same everything, same stew, just different, just a turbo.
Just a turbo on the side of it. So yeah, nothing too crazy to change it all over. So yeah,
what sort of numbers is something like this running? What motor? Tell us the motor.
So it's a Mitsubishi 4-wheel.
Of course.
Yeah, you gotta love the diamonds. But it's a 2-litre 4-cylinder with a turbo on the side. I think we're just making over 500 horsepower at the moment. So. Nothing too crazy, but it's pretty solid for such a light car like this one. Yes. So,
all right. Well, enjoy, mate. I think you're obviously ready to go. There was much prep from Gundy.
Not too bad.
You had a little issue at Gundy.
Yeah.
What happened up at Gundy?
Just a crank sensor failed on me, but nothing else went wrong with the car. So it was pretty simple prep for this one, and yeah. So no, it was really good.
Well, have an awesome weekend, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
There you go, Stu Chapman, folks. Once again, they're running two cars here. They're a very family-orientated team. Mama and Papa Chapman. There's Rob waving around the corner. Clayton, his wife, their young boy. So there's 3 generations sitting here cheering on the middle generations. So, yeah, once again, the Chappies have been a big contenders in the ARB Championship for a while, and I believe they're loving it. And it'll be good to see what Stu does out here with a bit more horsepower. Like we said, there's some fast straights out here. another Class 10 car. This class came into inception 5 or 6 years ago or so, and as we know, some of the older classes with the 1300s, 1650s, engines were starting to get a bit harder to find. People wanted to open up the sport to different things. Overseas, the Class 10 is actually quite a solid class as well, and they've brought it in over here to make it just to open up another class, but it's actually taken off. So Class 10's getting quite a strong following nowadays. So I'm at the end of my tether here. They put me on a thing so I can't go walkabout. Looks like a little Toyota. Oh no, another Honda. Another Honda. K24. Yeah, another K24. There you go. I can't even get the microphone to him. I've got to yell, so I'll let them do their biz. Yeah, so in the meantime, once again out here, I'll just go through it again. Tomorrow we've got a 10 a.m. start of prologue. Cars have got to be out here. I think gates open around 7 a.m. for competitors. They'll come out, they'll get their cars out, they'll line them up. They'll do a reconnaissance of the prologue track in their race cars at about 9 or 9:30, and then come up and they'll start tomorrow. I believe Bernie Webb tells me they'll start tomorrow in a seeded prologue order, rather than in previous times in some other races we do it in a class prologue. So they'll, they might start with a Class 7 or a Class 3 or something, and then work through to the Unlimited Boys or the Class 11s. But this year we're running in a previous, they're doing it a seeded prologue start order for tomorrow, so that'll be interesting to see. So I've got too many officials and not enough competitors to talk to here. Not that I don't want to talk to you guys. Another clown in shorts out here. I don't know what's going on there. Well, we've got what happens out here, folks, you will have seen it before. They see us with a camera and a microphone and they run. Now this is Moddy's car. This is an ex-Mingay car, I believe. If I'm correct, not correct, correct me. But Moddy's car, Darren Mott. I see there's a little issue with the lights there. They were just trying to work out what's going on there. But this is a 6-litre, been around a little while now. I'm just trying to let them do their thing. It makes it, like I said, it'll be a little bit of a lull here. I'll try and entertain you as much as I can. Brad, what's going on, mate? Give me the scoop.
There's not much to tell on this one. At the moment, they're just trying to find the rear lights on it. Darren's a bit frustrated at the moment because that's one of the things that they have to check. It's a component they have to check, and unfortunately at the moment it's got no rear lights on it. So Scrutineers are just looking over it and wondering, and Darren's getting more and more frustrated. He's had one of those days, Sandy, that he would rather forget.
Yeah, I get it.
Now, we all have them. You've probably had them more than him. But that's what their concern at the moment is with this car. They're actually looking for the wire that they went through the car obviously last night before they've loaded it, and they just
something simple. Hey, I've done it. I did it here last year. Our boys, we built the car at home, pulled it off the trailer, and didn't even make it out of the pits. So
yeah, I remember that
sensor issue. So we know how easy that can happen. That's for sure. Now, I was just saying, I think this is an ex-Mingay truck.
I reckon it is. Yeah, he was talking. It hasn't done many meetings in this car, so it's a bit of a new toy for him.
Built.
Yes, it is Australian built. So it is one of those cars that be good to see it because we're used to seeing him in a different truck. I think he used to have a Bennett truck. Now he's gone to this one. So we saw this car earlier in the year. If you were down this way in May, you would have seen the Mumbanner. I think Darren had a race in his old truck. So this is a newer one for him to have a bit of a play with. He said he hasn't had time to put new panels on it, so that's why it's running this livery on it this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see him move forward, I'm sure, in this class. He's actually so loud, I can't even, not even worth me trying to talk while the cars are moving. Some of the cars are moving in and out. He'll go out, he'll have to fix the lights, and if they can fix them out there, he'll either have to represent prior to, like even up till tomorrow morning, they'll give him a certain time that he can represent the car. They can run around and check it in the morning. From what I've seen come through, we will literally have, I've seen probably 2 little issues with cars. The calibre of cars that have shown up here this weekend has been outstanding. So, yeah. Another single-seater Class 10, and I think you'll see Class 10, like I said, is a ever-growing class. It's getting bigger and bigger at the moment. Just get back out of the wind again. Oh, it's going straight through me, that wind. Jesus.
Fresh from Tasmania, mate.
Yeah.
Just hearing on too with Darren Mott, they've got till about 8:30 to come back to scrutineering. So they've got to, if they can go find the problem with that car, they can represent back here to scrutineering. If they can't get it done by then, they can ask for tomorrow morning to be scrutineered before they start their prologue tomorrow morning. So it's not doom.
It's not it's not the end of the world, and it's probably not at the end of the day. It's probably not a massive repair either. It's probably literally a wire or a fuse.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So they've got time now to go out into the viewing area. They've got time to work on the car. As I just asked Jake, and he said they've got till about 8:30 tonight to present back here to get that rectified. If they don't, they can ask for tomorrow morning. So it's not all, as I said, Darren's had one of those days, so he's we're probably just waving the red flag in front of a bull, but he's got time tonight to find the problem and represent.
Yeah, I was just saying, another single-seaters Class 10s, so, and I think there's going to be 3, maybe even 4 single-seater Class 10s this weekend.
Yeah, and also the Chapmans is also a single seat as well. So there's a few of them out there. A lot of people have.
Gundy Chapman's was a Class 10 single-seater.
It was. Yeah, it was. So they've gone back to that ultimate car. So single seat, yeah, as you may mention earlier, yeah, you do everything on your own. You have that argument every now and then who's right and who's wrong, but just think, if you go over, if you have a problem, who do you blame? You blame the navigator if you have another one alongside it. Who do you blame in a single seat? You. Exactly, you take the rap. You have a conversation with yourself. Sometimes it's not pretty.
All right, I don't even know who we've got coming in here. Oh, yeah, Matty Barrows. Last year's 3rd place getter in the championship. I think he's sitting quite well in the championship points this weekend, from what I saw, as outright as well. I can't remember exactly, but when he's got 2 seconds, I'll grab him or Jay. I can't even see Jay, but Matty, once again, Matty did really well for his first year out in this car last year, and it is a Class 1 car too, folks, even though it's got a number 3 on the roof. It is a Class 1 car. It's a 3.5 litre naturally aspirated it's the old dad's car, but I'm going to see if Matty's getting out. I'll just see if we can't. Once again, swarm of scrutineers going over it, and I'm sure out here, folks, the fires are going, which I can't wait to go and stick my hands in. There's, from what I can tell, there's coffee machine, there's coffee, there's donuts. The Lions Club, Millicent Lions Club are kicking on. Hamburgers and sandwiches and chips and all that sort of stuff. You got a minute, Matty?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
Now, I didn't actually check the points. Once again, I'm doing my job fantastically. But where are you sitting in points outright, mate?
Fourth at the moment, a couple behind Simon and Tucker at the moment. So yeah, hopefully we have a good run this weekend and we can pip him. But we'll see how we go.
Not only that, Simon's in the same class as you for a class championship.
Yes. So it's on between the both.
There's a battle to get on the podium outright for the championship as well as class.
Yes, definitely. And me and Simon have been racing all year, sort of thing. It's been a couple of close ones, so it'll be good to hopefully have another close one with him. It'll be great.
Now, coming off Gundy, any changes to the car, or just a quick prep and we're ready to go?
A lot of cleaning, obviously, and
oh yeah, I think everyone had that. I had that, and I didn't even race.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of cleaning, and then we had to do a bit of work to the motor because we were coming in the pits every lap there. And
you were using oil.
Yeah, a bit of oil. So we've done a bit of a rework there, but other than that, just standard sort of prep stuff. But so doing pretty good. Hope the car seems good at home, so hopefully it'll be good here. Yeah.
Jay in the passenger seat.
Yeah, Jay's back again. He doesn't like the cold. I think he's gone to the pub, so so he'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, no, Jay back in. We work really well together, so it's good.
Now, what did you? I'm just trying to make sure you're not holding up anybody or anything in this process. But what about the track? What are your thoughts on the track? You've been here before, so you obviously know it. But thoughts?
Yeah, no, it was really good. It rained all the way over here, so it was a lot better than I expected actually. So I'm excited to get out there on the Sunday, and we'll see what happens in the infield here. A lot different to what we've seen before. So
berms.
Yeah, I know. So do we ride them or do we not? I don't know yet. We'll find out. So no, excited to have it going. It's good here. We do like it here. So yeah.
What about I noticed out there from what I've seen in the past, I know Pines gets in around some of those, you've got a lot of 90-degree right-handers as you go down the prime brakes, but and those corners can chop out a metre or plus deep. There didn't seem to be quite as many of those corners in this year. I'm not, from what I saw. So hopefully degradation of the track is not as bad as usual, and there's a lot more rollers in there.
Yeah, no, it looked a lot quicker as well, so a lot more momentum, which is great for us because obviously a little bit behind on the power compared to something like Dad's or Clayton, so might give us a bit of an advantage. So
I'll let you go. They're pushing you out, mate. Good luck. See you at the end. They are Matty Barrows, first of the Barrows entries, son of Mark Barrows, who's rolling in next in this Monk-built car. Now, these guys have been going at it for a long time, competing in the championship. Scrutiny sheets, always superbly presented. Once they've done the hard things, they can come over and have a yap if he's got a minute. He's got someone doing the car. Maybe I can snaffle him early. So that's Matty's car in the distance. You got a second, Mark? I know you got a million things to do. I see you running back to the truck, puffed it. Yeah. Oh, come around this side. Yeah, thanks, mate. Now, back out again. I just had a quick chat to Matty. He's sitting fourth. I didn't actually have a look where you're sitting out right in the championship. I think you missed the race, didn't you?
Yeah, so we Helston missed. So yeah, so we've had a good run in the rest of them though. So we're getting really pleased with the car now. We're getting it sorted. Had a real good run at Gundy.
This is its second year for the car. I think you bought it out this race last year.
Rainbow last year. Yes, yeah. So the car's going well. Yeah, really worked well at Gundy. Went well at Fing. So it's looking promising. So we're just trying to get a few Ks on it and see how we end up. Track looks fantastic out there today.
I was just going to say about the track. Everyone said, and I I know it looks like a fast track, not that it was fast in my shit heap going around today, but overall it does look like a fast track again. And with a few showers here and there, it doesn't look like it's going to have a massive amount of rain this weekend, but a few showers will mean zero dust, I would say, by the looks of it. Maybe a few slippery sections, which we've had the odd issue with that in the past here, where people have slid off the track, slid overshot corners, etc. So
yeah. No, look, I think the track's just perfect, really. So fairly sandy, so that soaks up the rain and that well. So really well set out, really well marked. I think,
really well marked.
And well, it is fast, but only for a couple of laps, and then it'll really rough it up by the end of the last lap. you won't be saying it's too smooth then. So, no, great track, great event, and they've put on another boomer.
Yep. All right, mate. Good luck for the weekend. We'll see you at the finish line. Yep. Thank you, Mark Barrows. You're not the biggest we've had, just so you know. Now I'll tell you what, this bunch, I know he'll try and avoid me. I'm going to get my brother from another mother over there. Can I have a chat, Millie? Hi. Millie, who's in the car this weekend?
Darren's driving for obvious reasons, and Isaac's navigating tomorrow, and I'm doing Sunday.
Righto. I haven't seen a car out for a little while myself at a race. Oh, no, I haven't. Any changes to the car?
Yeah, well, we don't have a wrap this time, obviously, after a little accident, and apart from that, we just got a new dash and a new driver.
Yep. Apart from that, you're all primed and ready to go.
Hopefully.
He's looking all Mr. Serious over there, which is kind of odd, really. Not often we see him this serious, is it?
No.
Job to do. This car's been competing for probably, what do we reckon, 8, 9, 10 years? No.
10,
How long?
11?
10? 9 years?
I think it's 10. He said 10 to me the other year. So.
Yeah. There you go. 10 years, I think, quite... And it's actually not really that much of a slouch of a car. It does hook up and get going quite well. Same 6 litre that was in it before, do you remember?
Yeah. Same
changes?
One. No PK Auto engine from Rivermore Auto Wreckers, and it has not missed a beat for 10 years.
Well, I'll let you go and do your thing over there. Enjoy the weekend, Millie.
I will. Thank you.
There you go. The Vandies. Isaac in the passenger seat, Darren driving, and Millie in the passenger seat this weekend on the Sunday. So it'll be good to see. Actually, quite a clean and reasonably fast Class 5. I think I can't remember how many Class 5s. I know we've got the 570 of. There's 3 all up. The 570, that orange Mitsubishi LS powered thing. Another. Oh, and 515, which will be coming through soon. I haven't seen that come through, but I presume that'll be coming through soon. Do you want to have a chat, Darren? Darren and I went to the hairdressers on the way here and just got our hair done.
I actually polished mine, mate.
Oh, I didn't polish mine, sorry. I was just speaking to Millie. There's no changes to the car. Same old car forever.
Yeah,
basically.
9, 10 years old. There'll be an argument about that later, but same car. We'll just go out and keep doing its thing and get around. I am so happy to be here, mate. The only reason I entered was to come and talk to you.
Oh, beautiful. Hello, good to see you. Now, I noticed we didn't see any yowies out there this weekend on the pre-run, but what did you think of the track?
The track?
Fast.
It's going to be fast. There's going to be lots of 90-degree corners and lots of really, really fast bits. So,
now tell me, what transmission you're running?
We run the Turbo 400 built by Automatics at Marion. It's all reverse pattern, full automatic, full manual valve body.
I'm just looking at your back end, mate. What diff?
Diff is a 10-inch, built by Curry and a Gearworks third member. Expensive, a lot of money to get it here, but it seems to be holding up, so cheaper in the long run, I guess.
All right, well, mate, good luck. Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you again, and we'll catch up throughout the weekend.
Well, you're a handsome man, Sandy. Thank you.
You too, mate. Bandy, Darren Bandy, everybody. Righto, car 99. I need to get some feeling back in my hands here. They're freezing. Seems to be a lot going on here at the second. I'm going to swing around here. Signing paperwork. Once again, checking things like seatbelt mountings, seatbelt cutters, engine isolators. Each car needs to have marked on the outside. I mean, things down here, just first aid kit. There'll be a blue triangle wherever the battery's situated. This car, it's in the front there. Fire extinguishers. They'll have a tow rope on board, tow markings, which you can see. There'll be little bits of red tape or little red triangles somewhere. And I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm just not going to get too involved over there. I'm going to let them do their thing, I think. Bit of a chilly evening out here. I know they've got 3 or 4 fire drums out there warming everybody up, probably even 5 by now. But once again, they've got a bar down there. You can have a look at the bike. You can purchase tickets to our raffle throughout the weekend. And I think they normally do $100 a ticket, 100 tickets, or $50 a ticket, 100 tickets. We'll clarify that in the morning. Another LS. Albans Trans in that. I think I'm going to say Mark 5 or 6 Southern Cross, this car. Another beautifully presented vehicle. Tell you what, I haven't really seen any cars here this weekend that haven't been at the top notch as far as presentation, etc. goes. And apart from what I'm going to say on that Mont entry earlier with his lights, it will be probably something that's happened in the trailer. Someone even throwing a helmet or a bag in the car to bring it over here, and it's pulled a wire. So literally a minor issue to get sorted. Another 10 car. Another Honda. 1015, the Chapman's entry. So we'll try not to, like I said, once again, they've got so much work to do here. They've either got too many crew or not enough crew in the way, so it's a bit hard to I'm not too sure how many cars we've got left in the queue, but I reckon the queue would be close to drying up. I know who we haven't seen. We haven't seen Bo Robertson. We haven't seen Danny Brown, Andy Brown. There's a couple of our guys that have been up the pointy end throughout the year. We did talk about this other Class 5, the third of the Class 5s this weekend is lined up to come in as well. The 515 entry. It's busy here. There's 2, 4, 6, there's 10 people in here going over cars and gear. There's 60 entries to get through, so we're out here from about 5 o'clock today. We came out. We'll be out here till about 8:30. The cars will be released out of what they will call a parc fermé. So
In the morning they'll go into a parc fermé when they'll line up. I think it's about 8 o'clock they line up the cars after briefing, or before briefing, sorry. They'll line up the cars before briefing, have a briefing, and then they'll go back down and do their pre-run. It's still extremely busy in here. The amount of organisers and the amount of people it takes to put on a race, you don't realise. But I think we counted out at Hillston, our second round of the championship this year. I think we counted out there was around about 300 people helping run the event. Everything from medics, fireys, checkpoints, timekeepers, the whole lot, recovery people. There was nearly 300 people to make that race happen. For this weekend we've got about 60 competitors, so that's a huge amount of energy goes into making an event happen, literally for 60 cars. So, and here's no different. Here we have out in the middle of the Pine Break, there's a main road that runs through the middle of the pines. They have an ambulance at each end and a fire truck at each end, and their response times to get out there is they say anywhere of the track should be able to get within 4 minutes. So now this next car coming in, I believe, a little bit of an interesting one. Not your normal Jeep. I believe it did come over from the States. Once again, I don't know too much about it. All I do know is that it's a 2J Z-powered car. I don't know what engine's in it. I'll have to... sorry, not engine. What transmission's behind the 2J. I did say it was a 2J. I know it's a 2J. I just don't remember what trans is behind it. But interesting and cool little build. It looks like it's got a Nissan back end in it from the looks of those axles sitting under there. I believe it was... I'll see if I can't get a quick word in the. I'm a bit short on my cord here. Story of my life. I'll leave them be. They're getting to the scrutineers have been going at it for a few hours, so they're starting to get a bit tired and worn as well. So I think everybody wants to get through. They'll also, once again, like Jake said earlier, they'll be checking underneath for tail shaft loops. You can't have a tail shaft. If you do happen to break on a solid axle rear car, if you do happen to break a rear uni, you can't. Your tail shaft can't hit the ground. Sorry, a front uni in the rear tail shaft. Your tail shaft can't hit the ground, so it has to be captured by a loop around the tail shaft, and each car needs to have that. And if it's a full drive like some of our Class 7s, and not that we have any here this weekend, but Class 8s, the old school Class 8s, they can have a front shaft that needs to be captive as well. Here's another interesting car coming in behind us, which is one of the Horan entries from Big Black Motorsports. We'll see if we can't have a chat with them. Like I said, it's a bit hard to... Be nice to get some more in for a chat. Good variety of cars here this weekend. Like I said, I think the only classes we don't have this weekend is Class 3, which out on these super fast tracks like the Pines, unlike some of the smaller races like Mumbanna and the day-nighter that this club runs, Millicent Sandbuggy Club, they run 2 other events, but this race is quite fast, and those smaller cars like the 1300s probably be a bit outdone out here now, especially with now they're opening up to 7 litres, etc. And
also the Class 8s, which I'm surprised. We normally have a couple of Class 8s here this year, this race, regardless, or every race. But I think with the rule change, I'm not too sure whether that'll put those pro buggies like Andy Brown's Unlimited car, which is their 1142 or 45 car, whether it'll put that into that full drive class, which I presume it won't because of the body. But it'll be interesting to see if we don't get a couple more dropping back into that class with a full-bodied, full-drive truck. This car looks amazing. Well prepared. These guys, for anybody that doesn't know, the Big Black Motorsport Group, they have been coming over here for a few years now, and have had a couple of different cars over here in their crew over the years. But if I can interrupt them, I wouldn't mind grabbing one of them for a chat. Do you think? Tell you what, we're gonna get him out for a quick chat. Hey mate, now tell us all. Car 489, Big Black Motorsport entry, one of the Horans. We saw you had a staunch little entry to the gig over here not long ago. You've had a couple of good runs over here already.
Yeah, I have. Most recently been Love Day. It was unexpected, but I won, and it was bloody awesome.
I tell you what, yeah.
It's nice to be.
Tell me how you find the track over here. How do you think the car's going to handle it? Tell us a bit about the car.
Well, the track over here looks bloody fast. Give it that. Straight, wide open, and the trees. It's awesome. The car, I hope it does well. Hope it holds up. Not quite as fast in a straight line being a truck, but oh well.
Now, what did you? So, what other events have you done over here? I know you did Love Day and you blitzed over there, but what else have you done recently?
Love Day was recent. I did Kalgoorlie end of last year. That's all I've done over here so far. Yeah. So different.
Now, you guys keeping the truck over here?
Yeah, stays here.
Everyone, if you didn't know, these guys are New Zealanders. I think I said that before, but the car stays over here.
Yes, lives in Adelaide with the truck and everything else. So, yeah.
And what are your plans for moving on from here? You're going to do some more rounds of the ARB Championship?
I'll have to look at it next year because I'm pretty sure this is the last round. But other than that, I'll do Kalgoorlie again and then see what next year brings.
All right. What's in the truck? Tell me the engine.
It's a Nissan V6, twin turbo, so the VR38 D-stroke, I believe. Yep. But yeah, no, it's good fun.
Well, go and have a cracker weekend, mate. Enjoy it. Hopefully it's warm enough for you.
Yes, yeah, it's very cold, but thank you.
They are. The Horan entry 489. What a stellar presented car, I tell you what. Looks like it's running 40-inch tyres, 40, 42s, 39s, something like that. 40s. I'm going to say 40s. But what a Gucci looking car. Mate, I reckon we've got to be down to our last I'll tell you what normally happens. When you see the browns line up, that means you're getting towards the end of your scrutiny line. They hate showing up first. Now this, folks, here, if you didn't know, Graham Robertson, car 44, and I believe this gentleman, it's his birthday tomorrow, and I believe he'll be 80. 80. So you just saw the Horan boy go through as a young whippersnapper, and then this guy at the other end of the spectrum at 80 years old and still competing and having a ball by the looks of it. Well, I last saw this car, I think, out at, I'm going to say Griffith. Hilston or Griffith. I'm pretty sure it was Griffith 3 or 4 years ago. Had a few problems with it out there, but I'm not too sure if he's made any changes since. I'll get Graham out here. And Graham, I tell you what, Graham, come here if you've got a second, mate. Oh, go do your thing, and I'll get you for a second before. Apparently, it's a safety thing. I've been warned. Oh, he's got to double back his harnesses. Really good point he's just made on if you can zoom in on that quickly. But harnesses will need to be double backed and tucked back through like that on themselves, so to stop them, because right now that could actually undo itself. So, oh yeah, and we're missing a boot. Anyone? There's a boot here. Right, Graham. Now they tell me, mate. They tell me it's your 50th birthday tomorrow.
I wish it was. 60th. I wish it was. Yeah.
80 tomorrow, mate.
80
I tell you what a cracker effort. Now I was just saying, I think I last saw you competing maybe at Griffith a few years back.
Griffith, yeah, didn't go too far once ago.
No, I think that was when I last saw this car out. Has it been out since?
No.
No?
No.
And where are you from?
We're from Maryborough in Queensland. So it's
long haul.
Yeah, nearly 3,000 k's away.
Shit. Well, I've actually just been there. I went from Gundy. I went straight to the Pines via the tip.
Oh, right.
So I have been that way.
You have been that way, yeah.
Yeah, we've just done a 12,000 k trip. So.
Oh, good on you.
Well, mate, what did you think of the track? Is the car the same car as it's always been?
Yeah, hopefully we've got it more reliable, hopefully. Because it's probably getting near my last race. I'd like to finish if I could.
Yep, nice.
So my first race was 1976.
There you go.
And we won our class. I thought, Jesus, this is easy to have one since.
I've probably done the same, eh?
So
that's awesome.
And then the best part about it, we went down to Bendigo, and Andrew McClellan, late Andrew McClellan, a good friend of mine, him and Greenie were in the back of the panel van, and we drove down to Bendigo and back. In today, you'd get locked up for that, wouldn't you?
Well, mate, what did you think of the track out there? I know everyone thinks it's fast. You didn't have a look? It's super fast. Yeah, so as long as you stay at maybe 90%,
well,
that'll keep it going all weekend.
I'll get into trouble if I don't make it back.
All right, mate. Good luck. And we'll call you out. We'll sing you happy birthday tomorrow.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Graham Robertson. That's phenomenal to see. Car 44, folks. I don't remember there being any changes from that car, but that's so good to see. I love it. Mate, what an effort, eh?
What an effort, you're right there. I was just saying to Sam Barnes about it. I said, remember the old jet hoppers? Remember them as kids?
Yeah, very similar looking car, isn't it?
It reminds me of a jet hopper.
Yeah, that's... He's even put a windscreen and side windows in this, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes with any water or mud on it. But
yeah, well, that's it. And it's and there's.
I don't see a wiper though.
There is one on there.
Oh, there is a wiper.
Yeah, you got to have that. But it is a very unusual looking car. When you look over it, you go, okay. Normally with off-roaders, you see suspension on it. Where is it? It doesn't have that. The suspension coil's in there. It doesn't have that in there, so it's very differently set up. It'll be very interesting to see how this goes tomorrow in its runs.
Yeah, I tell you what, presuming it looks like
maybe a 6-litre LS in there by the looks of the block. I can only just see the top of the block, so I'm not going to make assumptions, but it does look like an LS in there. And as he said, I was right. I haven't seen it since Griffith last time, about 3 or 4 years ago. So, and he's travelled a long way to get here.
It would have to be one of the 3,000 k to get here. That's just to get here. That's not going home. That's 3,000 k's to here. So it is a damn good effort. You'd have to say that would be probably the furthest this weekend.
Well, apart from the New Zealand guys, but well, I don't know. Do we count them? Cars in Adelaide, so I'm calling them from Adelaide to here.
Well, yeah, I would agree on that. I would agree immensely on that. Yeah, you could say they're, well, it's the 8th state of Australia, isn't it? We call New Zealand. There's a lot of good things that come out of New Zealand.
Indeed. Apart from him coming off a win at Loveday, like you said, you know, like he blitzed out there. He said it was unexpected, but obviously, you know, there was some tough competition out there. He wasn't just the only higher end, I'm going to say higher end car, faster car. So.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, you've got to have a lot of luck too in off-road racing. That's one of the big things.
Oh, yeah.
You must have that. You've got to have that card when you need it. And a lot of people will tell you, it's like the Bathurst 1000. You've got to have the ticket for the last 10. Exactly the same here. You've got to have that ticket for the last 2 laps of the Pines. You really do. You've got to be in the perfect striking distance to cars in the last 2 laps.
100%. All right, there you go.
The birthday
car 40, birthday boy tomorrow, 80 years old. Car 44, that blows me away. Like, we know that we've got a few older racers out here, but 80 years old, I'm not too sure. Ross Newman would have to be up there with the older of the group too, wouldn't he, Ross Newman, the vet? Yeah. I didn't get a chance to speak to him tonight, but I will hunt him down. Tucker. Another Class 1 car, Southern Cross. I think I've seen 2 or 3 Southern Cross cars coming in here now, owned by the Heemskirks. Southern Cross cars. So be interested to see what they start coming out with over this way. I'm going to say he's actually had a pretty good, the Tuckers have had a pretty good run this season too. I don't remember them having anything stand out with issues, but
he'd be certainly one to watch on Sunday. It was a dark horse last year, and I think last year he just missed out on the podium, if I'm not mistaken, in the top 10 last year somewhere.
Also was Matty Barrows saying that they're neck and neck with the Tucker entry. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying on points. So they'll be shooting for.
Yeah, watch out.
I think he's 3rd on the championship. We're going to correct. We're going to cram for our exam tomorrow and actually read some information before we get out here, and we'll give you the actual stats. It's a bit hard to.
I've actually got the program actually got in our little folders for our information tomorrow. I've got the points as they stand as they go into this weekend. So I think. Not only that, but not only in class, but also outright, this car is actually sitting very, very nicely going going into this weekend. So nothing is out of striking distance from anyone this weekend, because it will now come down to this event. So watch out.
Got a second, mate?
He's got time.
He's got time. Going well, mate, going well. Now, tell me, we were just discussing points-wise, you're right up there, aren't you?
Well, apparently we are, not far out. But I'll tell you what, like, we're not far in front of one and not far behind another. So
correct.
That's the case this weekend, I think, for the top
just
10. Just finishing the race, and trying to keep a good pace. But look, it's anyone's game. It's
mate, I've got to tell you, you've been super fast all year. Like it's you haven't been at the bottom end from what I see at all. The car has been strong all year. Any changes?
Well, if you're going to sponsor me, I'll get a new motor. I wouldn't mind a couple of more kilowatts of the back wheels. Look, honestly, we're only punching out 212 kilowatts. But look, we just try and maintain a good pace and, keep amongst it. We're always in amongst the top 10 and we can nudge the top 5, but we're just lacking that little bit. It's just
that happens. I understand.
Poor little pro lighter, we just build it.
Bringing us down.
Yeah,
And especially out here, I know when you're heading out on those white metal roads, over revving, especially on these things, can be a bad thing on the way out to the forest and on the way back in.
That's it, definitely. Like we have trouble with like our oil temp getting really hot, and we've done a few mods over the last 12 months, and we have brought it down. But yeah, we're always eyeballing it.
But also coming out of those, when you get in those pine breaks with the canopy over the top, that air gets very stagnant out there. And working in the sand, they can build up, and then you come straight out of that onto full noise on those roads back in. That's when you start having the drama.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, look, we got caught out last year at Rainbow, first race of the year, big long straights, and held it pegged for too long, and yeah, rod out the side. Yeah, and look, with the oil temp here at Millicent, it's just, yeah, it's up there the whole time. Like we've even changed oils to try and viscosities to try and get on top of it. Cooling fans, the whole works, but yeah, it's brutal for sure. Yep, it'll catch you. Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, what do you think of the track?
Oh, look, that's awesome. Subject to who gets the shower where and what hill you're coming off, and whether you're half asleep or your navigator's on the job. I'll tell you what, it's going to catch a couple out. Yeah. We'll be on guard and just going cautious. Yep.
All right, mate. Well, good luck for the weekend. We'll see you hopefully on the podium, huh? There you go. Kentucky entry, car 110, Southern Cross entry frame. I'm going to say VQ. Most of these things run VQs. Tell you what, they haven't turned the heater on in here yet.
It's called air conditioning.
I've just been told. I just had a quick chat with Lammy out the back there. We've still got about 18 cars to go, and we've got about, I'm going to say about half hour. I've tried not to hold them up too much, but we'll try and get them through. Like I said, if there's room to talk to them, we'll have a chat to them. I'll tell you what I know about these cars, where I know it. Being another Class 1, I'm going to say another VQ powered car. Most of these guys are running those Nissan VQ 35s, stellar engine. They like to rev. They put a set of timing chains and a set of cams in them and an intake and tune them, and they're good to go. A lot of these guys will just run a record motor even, you know, so. Righto, Patterson's 175. This car, I've got to tell you, the frame on this car is an amazing looking blue. We're going to make it quick, mate, because we've got another 18 cars to get through. Any changes since last race?
No change at all. No, everyone's the same.
Quick prep.
Oh, we've got a few new bits here and there, but yeah, no, it's pretty the same as last time, mate. Yeah.
What did you think of the track out there?
Good. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be drivey. Down in here is going to be a bit slippery, but hey, it's the Pines Enduro.
And what did you think of the berms? That should be good.
That's cool. I like it. Yeah. Pace. Yeah. So no, it'd be good.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go because we need to apparently process another 18 cars in half an hour somehow. Enjoy and good luck, mate.
Thank
you. The Patterson. I don't know what's happening over there, but they're trying to process cars. We used to have 2 lanes coming through for scrutiny. A year or two ago, we went back to that self-scrutiny method, which I think it worked in its own right, but was quickly changed. Watch your back. That's all right. which was quickly changed back to a scrutiny side of things. This is the Gill entry from Ballerine. Now we saw these guys up at Gundy 500 for our last race. GQ Patrol, it's all pretty standard. He hasn't done much to it. He told me he solid mounted the body last time, you know, a couple of races ago, and just coming to have some fun in it. But I tell you what, well presented car, really well, neatly presented car. So these things under the patrols, they have cross members in the right spots to keep the tail shafts in position, so they usually don't, and a front sway bar which acts, if it's still got it on there, a front sway bar which will act as a front tail shaft loop. So much so they've realised that they're actually doing some scrutiny outside the tent. So they're doing what they can in here that they need the light for, pushing them out, doing the rest out there, and getting the next one. Kind of glad we don't have 100 cars tonight. It might be here till midnight. But tech, I know tech, depending on where you are and what you're doing. I know at Gundy, Gundy had a big. They're blessed with a big shed up there, probably 4 times the size of this marquee, and they also had a lot more people hands-on. So remembering this is run by the Millicent Sand Buggy Club. A little Razorback. Once again, our current Australian champion Clayton Chapman's also running a Razorback frame. It's about 12 or 13 years old, I think. About a 2010 frame. We're going to say another LS. LS has just seemed to be super popular. That's why we run our own cars. They seem to be easy to get bits for, well priced, easy to get power out of. And they're everywhere, so should you kill a sensor or something like that, you can usually get one within 5 or 10 minutes out of somebody in the car park or another racer. So super popular engine, not just in Australia, all around the world. And with the shortness of 6-litre blocks, that's what's also helped push that engine capacity out to a 7-litre. Righto, they've just changed their method. They're just gonna pull him out the front. Cougar Racing entry. These guys have done a phenomenal effort. We might just they're going to try and park Pikey's car up and get him back in for a chat. They're just trying to change the way they're doing it just so they can process this last 20 or so cars. The Cougar Racing team, they've done a phenomenal effort. I don't know if you were watching at home and you watched on at Gundy, you would have seen them right in front of us. Went round. Bo Robbo ended up in the drink there for a little bit, and they battled an issue up there, and I can't remember what it was. But we'll get the Barnetts back in, Craig back in after if we can get him. I hope there's some hot food when I finished here. We can go out and get a bite to eat and warm my hands up. But another LS. They're all running an LS. LS's, all the 10 cars, nearly everyone's running K24, but reliability out of the LSs and the K24s, and even those Class 1, those VQ35s, they seem to be a super popular engine just because of the reliability, and they're fairly well priced. Hey Craig. Hey Craig, any changes, mate?
Hey,
Any changes?
No, mate. No.
All good, same?
Yeah.
Normal?
Hopefully we've got a good converter.
That's what it was. They had a converter problem at Gundy. That's what I remember. They changed out the converter. So good luck, mate. We'll see you after. I know you've got a million things to do. And once again, we're trying to process them as quick as we can. We're getting a little shower of rain here. Soon about to tear the tent down. Another car, the Forsman entry 202 class 2 1650. These guys, I think they were nearly last on track. I know they struggled towards the end of being a slightly smaller car. They're one of our smaller entries as far as engine capacity goes, probably the smallest, apart from the side-by-sides, but I'm not too sure who's in the Forsman car this weekend. And I think how many who's in? Brendan and Lee, there you go. Yeah, that's right. I think there's still only one Forsman entry here this weekend. So they usually come out with a fairly strong field, but they still need to do the same quality of scrutiny. So just because we're trying to change the system here doesn't mean the quality of scrutiny's dropped. Everything's still getting checked on the cars, either in here or just pushed literally just out the front of the scrutiny tent here. The things that need to be checked in the light are checked in the light, and the girls over there checking the gear. Signed off, so he's all good. They've checked the whole car out. Might be able to get the Forsman Brendan back in for a quick chat. I should have worn my toupee to get my head warm. Sam Bentley, another 10 car we talked about earlier, really strong contender. Mr. Forsman, mate, I tell you what, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, just trying to stay dry, like everyone else.
I tell you what, I didn't see how many Class 2s are entered this weekend.
Just me.
There you go.
Yeah, not many.
Well, I did have a look and just saw that we had no Class 8s and only 3 Class 7s, so it's a bit light on some of the classes, but it should be a cracker weekend, and the track looks fast. So
it does, mate.
It doesn't look super rough, which is you'll be pleased about.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be as much of that soft, sandy, loamy stuff as the previous couple of years.
Yeah, so hopefully that gives you a bit of a break.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah,
and no over revving out on the roads on the way out and the way back in, because they get super fast.
Yeah, I think we'll be right with a little 1600, mate. We won't be going that fast, but no, it should be good. Hopefully the rain sort of holds off and we have a great weekend.
Well, like I said, I've said it a couple of times already, but I think we're only looking about anywhere from 2 to 4 mil of rain.
Yeah.
And hopefully that happens while we're not here.
Yeah, and it's windy, so it keeps blowing through anyway. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to a great weekend.
Any changes from you were at Gundy?
Yeah.
Any changes?
Yeah, put a new clutch slave in. So I had the engine out, new clutch slave.
Well, you got a centrifugal.
It's just a bearing.
The centralised one.
Yeah. So hopefully that will stop leaking clutch fluid.
Yes.
And we had an idler pulley that was a bit funky, so we fixed that up. And apart from that, though, everything else seems okay. So touch wood, we can get another finish.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the weekend, mate. It's always a cracker weekend here. And we'll see you back next year for the championship as well.
Thanks, Andy.
We'll chat throughout the weekend.
No worries at all. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. The one and only this weekend Forsman entry, and the one and only 1650. And I didn't actually get a chat about points, but we'll get back to you that all throughout the weekend. It's not just about the Friday night. This is part of it. We have hours of racing tomorrow. We have there's 65k laps. We've got 6 65-kilometre laps on Sunday. So it's only the start of what's to be a cracker weekend, folks. And yes, we're getting some showers of rain tonight. Today there was meant to be, I think, 10 mil of rain on us, so I can understand the showers of rain. I think tomorrow, a little bit less rain, and a lot of activity going on in the stadium all day tomorrow. We've got grandstands. We've got a couple of trucks parked down there for a bit of shelter. You can park a couple of taut liners. Bring a jacket, bring a chair. We've got plenty of chairs there. Food, there's food everywhere. It looks like Brad's been down stuffing his face maybe. But it's set to be an absolute blinder of a weekend once again here at the Pines for the last round of the 2024 ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. And if I can get Sam Bentley for a quick chat. He's just moved his car through so they can get the middle miss entry in. Last year, that car on the screen, folks, is last year's second place getter for the championship outright. Now, this is also a car that's a Class 1 car, beam car too. So you don't need, what I'm getting at is you don't need $1 million trophy truck to come out here and get second in the ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. They did it in a beam car, husband and wife team, David and Alice Middlemiss. This car, gee, it's well presented. It doesn't even look like it's done a race, but I know it's done hundreds of races. So, actually,
it has been well prepared. After every race, fine-tooth comb goes over it, and it has presented well. David and Nat always sent a great car down here, and this weekend, no exception.
And not only that, they've done, I think they were, for memory, they were like the first of the beam cars in 2 or 3 of the races, but I'm not too sure. I don't remember seeing them at Gundy. So, but they are big contenders, usually here, not only here, but in the championship, as you can see, number 2 on the roof. You don't get that from not racing or being bloody good at it. I think I first saw this car race Sea Lake, I'm going to say, I can't even tell you how many years ago, but it was a while.
I was going to say, when? Come on. You've now started.
Well, I've been around. I think my first race was Donald back in the day, in about 04, 05, and then I raced Pines in the same year. So I rolled right in front of the crowd, so it was...
you can remember that.
Yeah, you can remember that bit.
That was the only thing you do remember, don't you? I've still got footage of that, would you believe?
Yeah, still floating around somewhere. I don't know. Righto, who have we got in next? We've got to be getting close to the end. Single-seater, 1017. And this, folks, that right there is why I run in Class 8. So I don't have to wear a raincoat everywhere I go. or a cover on my car.
I was going to say, well, why is that? Now you should never give away.
Same reason I'm standing in a tent.
Yeah, I was going to say the same reason we stand in the tent. Awesome car, this one too. It's a single seat, one of those single seat, and yeah, it is an awesome car. Last year did very, very well too. I think it was one of those ones that did finish last year. So Ian's done a great job with this car.
So that'll be our 4th single seat.
4th or 5th? I've lost count. I've lost count of it, but I think it's either 4th or 5th car that is a single seat. So they're popular, but not as popular as some people make out. No, off-road racing gets us all marked for you, but yeah, it is good to have someone in the silly seat with you.
I would prefer it. And the other reason I prefer it is, mate, because when you break down, you got someone to talk to.
Yeah, well, that's it. Besides the recovery crews that come and get you, you've got someone to have a chat to when you break down. You've got get out of the car together and you're
sitting there in your own thoughts.
That's the one. And you go through with the analysis, don't you? You get out the book and go, okay, what went wrong? I've seen a lot of them do it over the years. They get out and they have a look at each other and the analysis starts, they go over everything and then they go, oh, that was the problem.
Most definitely.
And that's when recovery's towed them back to a recovery point and the crew's gone out and retrieved them and they've got back here, repaired it, and unfortunately the damage is done.
You've got 6 laps of a 65k course, plus I think the short course is usually about 4 laps. What do you say, a 6k course?
It's just on 6k tomorrow. About 4 or 5 laps is what they were talking, so we'll get an official word on that for tomorrow.
We'll do our homework, that's what you're saying.
Well, that too. We'll go and we'll study the rule book, we'll study the books. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Of course, everything tomorrow, we reset. And of course, it is available online, the prologue start times, and that's
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And on that, just a quick word on that. Now, I believe what they're doing tomorrow, they're going to make tomorrow one section. So you have to finish your section as your short course to be deemed a finisher as part of your 75% to get your points. So anyway, we're about 5 minutes off wrapping up our live. We haven't seen all the cars come through. We missed a few at the start. We also have probably going to miss a few at the end, but we're closing in on the end. I'm going to say we've got about 5 or 7 cars to go.
Yeah, there's not too many cars left, but we're getting to the end of the evening. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Watching from the comfort of the lounge room. I know a few people that are.
With a fire on, probably.
Yeah, they're watching. Would you believe, though, they're watching football?
I hope not.
Oh, they're watching the footy. So, for those people that are following the football at the moment, Sydney are in front with about 3 minutes to go first quarter.
There you go. Righto. I can see Dale Martin and AJ Rowe. I believe AJ in the passenger seat. There's AJ driving. Look at that. Bit of a change up this weekend. AJ's driving and Dale's sitting it out, I think. Unless you've got things to do. Have you got things to do? No? Oh, there you go. Dale's got time for us. I was just saying AJ's in the passenger seat and you in the navigator seat this week. A bit of a change, mate.
He's in the drive.
Sorry, yeah.
No, same old. No, keep it the same. I'm going to put a mate in tomorrow. Michael comes away with us every race, so he's going to come and jump in for prologue tomorrow.
Bloody awesome.
Yeah, he's been a good help in the workshop, helps Brent out every week, so we're just trying to get a few of the boys through. It's a good opportunity here.
Yeah.
So just to show them what it's all about.
We can't keep it too long because we've only got 5 minutes left ourselves.
Yep.
Any changes to the car?
No, nothing. We literally had a huge clean up after Goondiwindi, and we didn't have enough time to do anything except clean. It was a real mess. Being a car being raw chrome molly, and Ford.
Rub everything down.
Oh, it was bad. There was by the time we got home Wednesday, the car was orange, so it's been a big mission to clean it up. So hopefully no more rain. Yeah.
There's only a few little showers, so you'll be fine, mate.
Yeah.
And plenty of power, so it'll be good to see this thing in action this weekend.
I've followed turbo cars around here for 10 years and never been in one, so I know what they can do in the sand. So it's going to be good to be on the other end of that. So no, I just wish everyone well and a good safe event. So thank you.
You too, mate. We'll see you and chat throughout the weekend. Dale Martin, car 5. I'm going to say I can see we're down the end of the queue here. Can't quite see because of the lights, but we did give about a 5 minute I did get a 5-minute warning before, just to say that we're time to wrap things up. So I might wind it up here unless I get the word. I don't know where Lammy is, my producer. But I tell you what, we know it's been a bit of a chilly start. It'll probably be a little bit breezy and a bit chilly throughout the weekend, unlike last year that was an absolute cracker weather-wise. There's not a massive amount of rain predicted here. There's only a couple of mils, so hopefully those showers are early morning or late afternoon after the action, not during the action. And I tell you what, last round of the 2024 ARB Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. Been a cracker year. Round 1, Rainbow. Round 2, Hillston. Round 3, Gundy, which is a wet year at Gundy, but an absolute blinder. We're going to be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to say around about 10 or just before 10 o'clock. So first car's off at 10 and we'll be online. We'll be online before 10 a.m. Once again, welcome everybody. Join us again for day 2 of the 4th round of the championship here at the ARB Teagles Excavations Pines Enduro. Thanks for watching. All in the morning. Cheers.